Hi everyone, my name is Bucky. I host a podcast about professional wrestling. I recently watched 5 matches featuring a man that is very near and dear to me. I enjoyed these matches so much and thought, why not call up my friends Siobhan and Paul to discuss them? And hey, while we're at it, I thought, why not record a podcast? This is that podcast. And that podcast is called the Bill Podberg Goldcast.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And it's not saying she's unavailable, it just says it's calling.
That's progress.
Yeah, this is progress. You remember that?
This is progress.
This is progress? Yeah.
Okay.
Hey!
Hey,
Let's fucking
what's
go. Welcome to Wrestling is Gross. My name is Bucky.
My name is Siobhan.
Hello, I'm Paul. I'm here as a guest.
We're doing
hell
it.
yeah.
We're doing it. I've been recording for 10 minutes, so it doesn't really matter. How are you? Siobhan, you good?
Yeah, it just completely took a shit. Skype was taking a shit. Everything was taking a shit.
Yeah. Do you want to
Draft
record?
pad taking a shit.
Yeah, I should have actually gone and did it, done a shit myself. I'm in the basement. The cat literally just took a shit also because I
Hell
can
yeah.
smell it.
Hell yeah. Real shitter hours.
Yeah. Siobhan, are you ready to record an episode of the Bill Podberg Goldcast?
Absolutely.
Paul, are you ready to
Couldn't
record?
be more ready.
I'm so ready.
Fuck yeah. All right, Siobhan, I put
Yes.
the order in the chat, but I don't know if you can view the chat. But I made the order.
Okay, so are we doing Sid? Okay, are we doing it in chronological order except Steiner?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so
Because Steiner's
Sid-
timeless.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's... Yeah, I was either going to say that our chronological order because then you end with a big Bill win.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that. So,
Yeah.
so either's fine.
We can't finish in Saudi Arabia. Okay,
That'd
welcome.
be funny.
Welcome to Wrestling is Gross. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We've got Paul, lovely Paul, one of the oldest friends of the pod. You know when they say
That's
friend of the
hello.
show? Like, seriously, I mean, this show was, this show could not have done the things it's done without, on the shoulders of giants, The Bill Podberg Goldcast, no longer with
Yeah.
us, but
There's a moment in time.
resurrecting it for one night. The last
Bill
time,
Podberg Grosscast.
the Bill Podberg
Yeah.
Grosscast. The
It
last
is the Grossberg?
Grossberg. Yeah, that is a
Gross
name.
melt, yes.
There's we're getting melt on this fucking podcast, y'all. We're getting melt.
This is progress.
This is progress. This is progress. Bill Podgress Meltcast. We're in it and we're doing it. And I am recording. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Okay. So the last time we had Paul on, we did the complete and inaccurate New World Order, where we ranked every single member of the New World Order, which I will not list here. I thought about starting this show by just running down the rankings of the New World Order. But, it's a good show.
Rest in peace, Virgil.
Rest in peace,
Vincent,
Virgil.
Curly
I know,
Bill.
that sucks, man.
Who else has died since then? Probably a lot of guys, right?
Probably a lot of people.
I'm
I
not
saw in
sure
the chat,
that
I think
list,
we recorded
though.
that 2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was June or July 2021. I was currently
Hall's
unemployed.
dead. Yeah.
Oh, Hall is dead.
Right, God. That's
Was he our number 2 or number... I think he was number 3.
Well, we're gonna pull it up here and just take a little quick look. See.
He was number 3.
Oh, I didn't link it. I didn't link the ranking in the
Here,
show notes.
I just found it in like my Google Drive. Let me link it.
What
Oh,
a
yeah.
guy! What a guy! Give us the. Oh, there it is.
God.
Oh yeah, Tenzon's
Not
at 21.
included Medeja.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Is Medeja... I don't know if Medeja counts as New World Order or not, or she's just like...
Medeja's going to come up in this cast.
She counts.
She's coming out. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. It's number 1 was Kevin Nash. Number 2, Scott Steiner. Number 3, Scott Hall. Number 4, Hollywood Hogan. Number 5, Nick Patrick. Number 6,
that's
The
great.
Worm, Dennis Rodman. Number 7, 6, and I got 10 X's there. Number
There's a
8
lot
was
of
The
X's
Disciple. I'm sure we reconciled that somehow.
Yeah.
So we're going to link this in the show notes for this episode, despite it not
Right.
being... But, of course, 27, Big Titan. 29, Satoshi Kojima. 30, Horace. I mean, what else can you say?
Yeah, I just remember it was like the way that the list ended up breaking down was like who was like the funniest like Hogan Nepo choice. Like,
yeah, right. At the bottom it does say
that's
not
why you see
included.
the Disciple at 8. Like that's the only reason. I didn't really...
Not included at the bottom. It says Disco Inferno, Medeja, and The Dinner and a Movie Guys, which I don't remember.
I don't know what that means. But...
They were,
Yeah, like, who was cool for being in the NWO? Who's a bitch for being in the NWO?
Yeah, exactly.
Kyle
Like, the
Petty,
Giant
number
is a
22.
bitch for being in the NWO, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Luger,
Well,
yeah.
God. Yeah, the Giant is one of the most unfortunate. And Dusty, we had to rank Dusty low. And Bret Hart, sad.
Shawn Michaels last is perfect. So
Yeah, I mean, he had to
Absolutely
get...
perfect.
We couldn't put Bret last. And, of course, we're going to talk
Fucking
about...
Shawn Michaels, Letterkangle era, God.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Man, they had so many Letterkangles going around in the early 2000s in WWF. It's crazy.
That is
Yeah,
the
it's
hardest
pretty
period of
powerful.
wrestling to watch for me is 02. I mean, unless we're talking like Nagata, Chono, 60-minute draw, which I'm all over that shit. But
Yeah. The only thing that's like aged well about it at all is like the weird kind of like 2001 internet graphics. Like you
Oh, they
just
look
see
good.
the like,
yeah,
yeah, like in the Goldberg match, it like freezes and it's like pixelated and it doesn't even look like his face. And the like Bad Blood promo, it just looks like a MySpace loading thing.
they didn't even know the word resolution, much less care about.
No, yeah.
So
There's
we're
that
tough.
fucking great ad during Halloween Havoc '99 that looks like it's an ad for a Six Flags coaster.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's with Sting, and I'm like, this is hell yeah. We're going to fucking
Busch Gardens.
We're going down to Jersey. We're gonna go
Yeah.
ride the coasters.
Ride the coasters. All right, so we're doing the Bill Podberg Grosscast. We're back with some
Yeah,
Bill.
gonna close the stock before I get any ideas.
Yeah, oh yeah, I saved it. But you know what's funny is it came right up, NWO incomplete and inaccurate. Like it was like I had opened it just yesterday,
Yeah.
Google Drive doesn't forget.
No.
Count on that. We're doing Bill Goldberg. There's a lot of talk about Goldberg all the time, about how he sucks or whatever. We disagree, of course.
Yeah,
Right.
Once upon a time, me and my friend Paul here, we agreed to do a podcast where we would do, and we do one match per episode,
Yep.
and we were
Which
gonna
we
do.
would always think would be like 20 minutes, and we go like 40 for like a Wrath.
Oh
squash.
my God, we were gonna do every match in the streak was the plan, and then beyond,
Right.
and then every like 3 or 4 episodes we do a non-streak match, which is how we have the classic Neo Ogawa match from Hustle, which we had Connor, God bless, from the official Grapply podcast, I believe it's called.
yes.
Which shouts out to them. They just did a Big Mouth Loud episode.
Oh, I gotta listen to that.
I haven't heard it yet, I gotta be honest, but the first 2 episodes were good. The first one was like a 4-hour episode about Steven Seagal. The second one was about CZW Cage of Death 4. I mean, that's
That's the zone.
that's
the
their
zone.
trajectory.
That is
Shouts
the
out
zone.
to the OGP. It was a good show while it lasted. It lasted the Bill Podberg Goldcast lasted, I believe, 8 episodes. Is that
Something
right?
like that.
Not quite as long as We Don't Know Evolve, but better. Much better. and with a better purpose, of course.
Yeah. I mean, the thing, I will say, like, the interesting thing about looking critically at these Goldberg matches, like the non-streak matches, is, like, you're seeing a different Goldberg, right? Like, you're seeing him as kind of a normal wrestler.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
And seeing what's there and what the limitations are, but also what there is to get into.
What could have been.
It's fun. What could have been, yeah. Not much. That's
I mean,
the answer.
Tony
But-
says it. Well, yeah, right. No, Tony says it at some point. I don't know if it's in the Sid match or in the. I know it's Tony says it. He says he's only been wrestling for 3 years, guys. Like he's only 3 years in, and it's just like what if this guy had wrestled 15 years continuously and
I know.
like honed his craft, figured out his structure without having to be the dominating guy, and figured out how to wrestle other people on the roster like a normal wrestler? We'll never know.
And also just like wrestled, in like a normal era of wrestling with it wasn't like the most like fucked character work we've ever seen. And, like personality shit.
He came in during a tough time for sure.
Yeah.
So we are going to get into our first one here, which is Bill Goldberg versus, is it Sid Vicious?
I think it's Sid Vicious.
Sid Vicious.
That's what he's called?
It's always Sid Vicious in WCW, very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Psycho
once he
Sid
becomes
was
Sid Vicious, he's Sid Vicious in WCW always.
Yeah, okay. And Sid Justice was like Sid Justice kicked out of Hogan's leg drop, of course, famously, but that's his only claim to fame. This is from Halloween Havoc, 1999. The date is October 24th, 99. Goldberg versus Sid.
Viva Las Vegas.
Oh, God.
It's in Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
Just like Double or Nothing.
Every
just like that.
Halloween Havoc for like from 96 to 2000, I think, was in Vegas.
No way.
That was kind of a Bischoff thing where like because like after like when every Starrcade started to be in DC.
What a weird fucking decision.
And it's like the one of the few things that he and Tony Khan are like distinctly both do.
They should be friends.
Brawl being in Winston Salem or year after year. Like, nope, that's just where we do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that makes
When I
sense.
think Fall Brawl, I think Winston-Salem.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I kept thinking during the Steiner match, like, oh, yeah, this isn't fucking Buffalo. This isn't in North Carolina. I just think it's going to be in North Carolina. And then you see our old friend, but we'll get to that.
That's right.
We do have an old friend who's there. Let's talk about Halloween Havoc 1999, though.
Let's do it.
So right before Hogan lays down for Sting.
I love how like someone like did like a finger poke of doom like every 3 months at that point.
Yeah.
All right.
You just look at that on the card and it's like Sting defeats Hogan 3 seconds. And it's like, which bullshit was this? Like, what?
Russo's been around for like a week and a half.
Goldberg and Sting have a match later that night, too. That's 3 minutes.
Oh, God, I guess, is that what happens?
That's what it says on the card. I'm guessing the crowd was just mad or something. Like, I don't really understand.
Oh, they sent him out there. It was like when Zandig sends Drake Younger out because, like, the guy got injured in the main event. He's like, go out there, kid.
It says Goldberg beats him in 3 minutes. So that's after he gets laid down for and then loses in a non-title match that night.
That's how you get the belt from like Hogan to Goldberg without God, what a mess. So yeah,
I guess if we think about like week 1 Russo, the playbook is just confuse everyone. And like presumably
why?
It's so bad.
Why did he think I don't know. We can't do this. We can't get into Russo.
We got to save it for Steiner.
I guess we do need to save it for when he takes his shirt off. It's so yeah, after Hogan lays down for Sting, they cut away quickly to a very short, shitty video package for Sid versus Goldberg. And I don't know if they cut away quickly to make it look like it was more of a shoot or what. They come back from the video. Tony mentions that the fans are booing relentlessly. And Bobby the Brain Heenan is like, can you blame them? Just shooting immediately.
Heel announcer.
Sid comes out, has blood on his face from, I guess they did an angle earlier in the night where he got busted open.
Yeah, Goldberg attacked him.
Which is so great. The dry blood before the match starts is such a cool look.
I mean, it's cool, but it's just also baffling. It's
confusing. Yeah, I like kept rewinding, being like, "Wait, did he get jumped in the run-in? Like, when did he start bleeding?"
I want to say I know this from that episode of Thunder, the one that the famous one where it's Kevin Nash's last night as Booker, so he's on commentary. And he narrates the video package of Sid and Goldberg, and it's like there was some sort of contract that Goldberg couldn't put his hands on Sid until Halloween Havoc. So then Halloween Havoc starts, and then he attacks Sid at the beginning of the show.
Oh, brilliant! Now he puts the contract in his mouth. Was that this one? I saw a clip with Goldberg with paper in his mouth. Was that for the other? That might be for the Steiner match. Never mind.
They're all kind of the same.
They are kind of, yeah.
Well, it's all this kind of like Goldberg's an animal and they're trying to get into his head thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's next? I don't know. Fuck it. That's my Kevin Nash. Who's next? Fuck it. I don't know. Who gives a shit? There is also a sign that says "Who's next? You're next," and it's YOUR, as in you're next.
Love it. That's so beautiful.
That's perfect.
I can't believe this match is for the fucking U.S. title. Also.
Yeah, where Sid is champ. That's just like not really. Doesn't really feel like a part of it.
No, I mean he's also. I mean Goldberg obviously way above U.S. title level for everything after he's the U.S. champion when he wins the world title from Hogan, obviously. Right. But Sid also feels like he should never be a U.S. champion. That's a world title caliber fucking guy.
He took it off Benoit a month and a half before.
And then we
took it off David Flair.
Well, we would know how that story ended, of course, with Sid's leg dangling, and then of course Benoit's story ended also.
Like the Benoit and David Flair story. Like...
Yeah, everybody, dangling leg, dangling. Benoit's body was found dangling, of course, from his workout gear. Dangled. Yeah, yeah. Fuck it, man. Anyways, it's for the upper mid-card title. Doug Dillinger knocks on Goldberg's door, sort of cracks it open, and then Goldberg slams it shut accidentally. Doug looks like he's going to laugh about it. The police escort, they bring him through the backstage area, right? And Goldberg somehow, at some point, abandons them. The police come around, like, stage right, and will rejoin Goldberg after he comes out from behind the big pumpkin, which is a big, Now, I don't know why the cops weren't allowed behind the pumpkin, but whatever.
They didn't want to be seen with the pumpkin.
They proved to be completely fucking worthless and pointless because Scott Hall in like a Van Heusen shirt or whatever, and Nash in a FUBU jersey.
Classic Nash in his FUBU.
They attack Goldberg.
He looks so fucking cool.
I mean, Nash, he does look cool. He's.
Yeah.
I've told the story about my dad's mom, Nana Doris, getting me a FUBU shirt for Christmas, and then my dad's like saying, "That's not. He can't wear that." I won't repeat what he actually said.
Be a concept of cultural appropriation.
You know what? That's what he was saying. He was like, "This is not." Yeah, I won't say exactly what he said.
Us. Unfortunately, that is not us.
Yeah. Anyways,
to be us, but it's not.
She had to take that shirt back, and I never got to wear it. But it's the closest I ever came to wearing FUBU.
You would have fucking pulled off FUBU like a motherfucker.
Oh, me at 10? Yeah. You bet your fucking
rock
ass
it now.
I would. Yeah, well, that's, get it off the discount rack.
Yeah.
But the police just let the outsiders beat the shit out of Goldberg in the aisle. They all just disperse, and they walk away. Like I gotta say, coming back to the whole Goldberg thing after a while, the police escort thing has aged so weirdly. Like, why are they? Because they're not going to get involved, and it's this sort of like he's a loose cannon thing. I mean, but now we know they're like useless. The president, like. It's just weird. It's fucking strange. Like, it seems like, I mean, at the time, I guess, we believed in the cops in the late 90s. Right. I mean, I don't know. I was a child. Well, why were they there just for Goldberg? I don't get it. It was, it was more to protect the other people. Like, if Goldberg goes off the handle, then they have to be there to presumably tase or shoot him. It's like Goldberg, you can wrestle, but we're going to have a gun trained on you at all times.
God, imagine just like fucking Doug Dillinger with like a trank gun on like hitting Goldberg right in the ass. I could see it. It's a crack shot. All right, so Sid runs out, attacks Goldberg in the aisle. Referee Mickey J calls for the opening bell, which is also absurd because usually they wait till both competitors are in the ring to ring the bell, but this isn't like a no DQ or anything. Yeah, exactly. I don't make the rules, Nobody does, apparently. Goldberg slams Sid's head into the stairs, and then he shows his bloody MMA glove to one of the Buffalo Bills in the front. No, that's not this match. Some guy. Yeah. See, here's the thing. I'm already getting mixed up. He shows it to some guy. What was the name of the Canadian football team that was in Las Vegas? I don't remember. That's not something I'm going to...
Saskatchewan Rough Riders are the only one I know off the top
The
of my
Las
head.
Vegas Posse, yes.
The Posse? Okay.
There's a Canadian football team in Las Vegas. I didn't know
There
that.
was. This is when they expanded in the mid-'90s, and like they had the Baltimore Colts that they had to change to the Stallions, and there was a team at San Antonio. There was a team in like a bunch of like extremely stupid places to put Canadian football teams, because at least if you put it like if you put a Canadian football team in Buffalo, at
St.
least, like,
Paul,
right.
yeah.
I know
Like
these
Michigan.
people. I hate, yeah, Portland. Like those are pretty
Vermont.
good places.
Those are Canadian towns in spirit, yeah.
Yeah, like it's just
Yeah,
like
Las
hockey.
Vegas. Las Vegas is not Canadian.
Shreveport, Memphis. Yeah, these are like Birmingham. Well, like nobody's craving the maple syrup like that in Shreveport.
In Shreveport, though, there are a lot of Cajun people, which are not that different from Quebecois.
It's a good
I will
point.
say. I will say.
Oh, I mean, I have thought about how.
Oh, no.
Like an
Okay.
expansion team would just be.
Sorry,
Let's get back to
my call died. All right, we're good. You guys there? Paul, you still there?
We're good.
Oh, my. Okay, that was a weird one. Anyways, we were talking about the Canadian Football League. That's okay. Let's...
So somebody's there, Siobhan? You're saying
there.
there was like a cutaway to the Las Vegas Canadian team?
Oh, no,
don't know.
I think this was me entirely just going off on the tangent of the Buffalo Bills and then
I
forgetting
mean,
it
if
was the
I were
wrong
playing
match.
Canadian football in Vegas, I'd be at the match.
Siobhan, are you...
absolutely.
Okay, everybody's here. Okay, good God. It looked weird on my end. You'll hear it in the audio, folks. Thanks for listening.
Man, San Antonio, Shreveport, Birmingham, and Memphis is an incredible Southern division.
Yeah, that's the Watts country, right? All right, so he's got this bloody MMA glove. Sid's trying to come back with some of his weird punches that he does. He's got some strange strikes.
He does have weird strikes.
But
They
he's-
kind of work, but they're weird.
Yeah, well,
Goldberg's punches, I thought, looked pretty good in this match.
Oh, his
I
punches
thought
are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's laying it in.
I mean, the blood coming out of the forehead, like, just profusely, and it happens immediately, obviously. And, I mean, Goldberg leans into it and goes for it, which is not a thing that I would usually, I wouldn't expect him to do, but he seems very into it. Although, he also seems a little bit put out by it. Like, he's confused by all the blood on his body.
Right.
He keeps
Yeah,
turning.
and it's just like all over him.
I don't think, like he wasn't completely prepared for the idea that they were just going to run with. Sid's been bleeding for like 2 hours, and he's just gonna be a stuck pig out there, man. So go for it. And it's like, oh,
It's nastier than I think anyone expected.
Yeah, and just Goldberg as like the face in this match too is just kind of like he's still. I don't know. It's like this is where you see the weird kind of like character work stuff with him as like a regular wrestler, where he's like grinding his elbow into the wound because it's like I'm sure in his mind he's just like that's cool.
Yeah. He
He's
does
like a cool guy,
like a
badass
little
thing
short
to do.
back fist too. Like he's breaking out like weird
Yeah.
moves that you would normally see. Whereas Sid
Right.
does all of his normal vintage Sid offense, like a forearm club to the chest, camel clutch that lasts forever.
Yeah.
I just
the
watched.
camel clutch is awesome.
I mean, it's awesome here. It's not so awesome when it's him and Diesel at In Your House 1, and it's half the match. Not as good.
It's tough.
But here it's awesome. He does look fucking sick holding the camel clutch with the blood, and the blood is obviously immediate and crazy. Bobby says those are not the eyes of a normal man. And then Goldie
can't dispute it.
Goldberg slips out of the camel clutch, which he'll do again in the Steiner match, but into much stranger results. But this time he slips out, lifts Sid up in the electric chair, drops him backwards. It's a huge bump for
Looks
Sid.
It's great.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
The electric chair is great.
Yeah.
I
Well,
need
the
to see more of that.
Ocean
That's not
Cyclone
even-
suplex.
That's not even a spot you see like people do on smaller guys who are like where it'd be like powered like pound for pound. It makes sense. Like that's like Goldberg's like the only guy I've ever seen do like electric chair drop someone out
Like a huge
working
ass
his
man.
way out of a fucking camel clutch, which is crazy. That's just like that's like just Bill is a different animal.
Well, it's a really
Yeah.
huge bump for anyone to take, especially someone the
yeah.
size of Sid.
Yeah, who's like fucking delirious from blood loss at that point.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
And for Big Sid.
From being Sid. Yeah, he says, let's do it again. And Goldberg's like, we're live, pal. Sid comes back at some point. All right, so this is where Goldberg, let's see. He does like a neck crank thing. He punches the cut repeatedly. The blood's flowing like crazy. And
good headbutts? Yeah,
headbutts. And Sid keeps getting back up and not really selling. And Goldberg takes him down with like a clothesline. He gives him, he gives him a clothesline and an elbow drop. And then Goldberg keeps looking at the blood on his hands. And he's like looking at Mickey J like Mickey J is supposed to stop the match now. But it keeps going. Yeah. And then eventually the match does stop suddenly. But it really feels like Goldberg's like, are we done? Is this enough?
Yeah, it's a weird finish. And it's like, I don't mind the like ref throwing in the towel thing, but it's also like right after the match, they make a big show to be like, Sid's okay. He's walking back. He's fine.
Yeah, he gets up almost immediately. I mean, it's weird.
Like, he's fine.
Mickey J does stop the match due to blood loss. There's like one really good short arm clothesline from Goldberg that Sid bumps like a cruiserweight off of, and you really like, oh, this guy's fucked up. Okay. And then
I like Sid selling too. He does seem like a guy who just is like, he's just done.
Yeah. Oh, he's fucked.
He's done on his feet. That's cool.
Yeah, it's as genuine as any blood loss stoppage as you've ever that I've ever seen. I think it's a lot better than a lot of the famous ones, right? And then Mickey J stops the match after a bunch more punches from Goldberg. Good punches again. And Goldberg's the new U.S. champion, I guess, right? Weird.
That's right, baby.
Sid gets up almost immediately and says he wants to keep fighting. Rick Steiner comes out with his little sunglasses his sunglasses are so small that you could mistake them for his eyes.
He looks fucking weird in this era.
Yeah.
With like the bandana.
This is the Chucky feud era, right? This is when he feuded with Chucky.
Chucky feud I think was the year before, but like that's all post.
No way, that's 98.
Is kind of the same thing. Because that's
when Bride of Chucky.
For Bride of Chucky, yeah, just 98.
A Ronnie Yu film, is that right? It's Bride of Chucky, Ronnie Yu. Paul, familiar with the Hong Kong directors of the early 90s?
Did he make that? Yeah, it is Ronnie Yu.
Let's look it up. Ronnie Yu. Yeah, Ronnie Yu.
You're right about that.
Like Dante Lamb did the movie where Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman. That's Dante Lamb, I believe.
Ringo Lamb.
Dante. Well,
what's that movie, the Rodman JCVD one? What's it called? It's killing me.
Is it Double Team?
Such a great poster.
Is it Double Team?
I think it's Double Team.
Double Team, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a good amount of basketball references in it, shockingly.
Yeah. Well, with a title like that, you'd hope so. Ringo Lamb. I can't believe I said, who's Dante? Dante?
But it wasn't Ringo. It wasn't Ringo Lamb anyway. It was
Sweetheart.
Shit. Sweetheart.
Is Sue-Hart?
Right.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Shouts out to the Hong Kong new wave.
Yeah, I gotta watch
absolutely.
Yeah, we're all hoping for a better tomorrow, or a better tomorrow too.
Ringo Lamb's Jean-Claude Van Damme black superstar athlete movie is In Hell with Lawrence Taylor.
In Hell, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not bad. It's not that good, but it's not bad.
Who's the Hong Kong director whose first name is Dante? Surely there's one. Or have I lost my mind? Dante Lamb is a director who directed. Oh, he directed. Oh, yeah. Dante Lamb is another director. Okay, he did Operation. He did those recent. Oh yeah, he did the Twins Effect. He did Beast Cops '98. That's a good movie. The Beast Stalker. And he did Operation Mekong and Operation Red Sea, which are two really cool, over-the-top Chinese propaganda action movies from the last... Oh, and the Battle of Lake Changjin. You know these?
Yeah.
So
I heard of that one.
That's Dante.
Sweetheart is also on.
Yeah. Sweetheart's always got his fucking... Anyways, sorry. Shouts out to the Hong Kong new wave. I wish this match had gone a little longer.
I agree.
Sid wipes some of his blood away with the towel and stops in the entryway and looks like he's going to walk back. And Goldberg literally keeps looking at his body and just, like, the blood on his body. And he's just like, fuck, man. Brother.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious how much of this match was, like, planned around the blood from the start, or if he just, like, got busted open during the backstage fight and they, like, called this audible. Because, like, I'm just curious what it would have looked like otherwise.
I mean, how much do you plan a match with Sid anyways? He's like, I'm going to get you in the camel clutch, and then we'll just figure out the finish on the fly, brother. Like, that's, like, what is he can't, he's not going to remember spots or sequences.
Well, you've got Vince Russo coming up, this like tiny man who he barely knows, just like screaming at him.
Bro, you're gonna bleed until you stop bleeding. And when it stops coming out,
know what the fuck's going on, bro? It's gonna look great. Everybody, you're gonna be a big fucking star. Man.
It's Halloween Havoc, bro. It's supposed to be a horror show.
It's crazy. Nobody just killed that guy. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
It feels like it could happen at any time too. Put him in the
hospital on like the wrong day. Like
yeah.
It's a miracle.
Give him,
Bless Cornette, but his, money talks bullshit. Money talks bullshit walks or whatever. He never did the deed.
He could have. He's got the balls. I stand by. I think Cornette is very capable of killing. Maybe not.
Cornette has a school shooter personality, so yes.
Yeah.
It's part of why at his best he's a good booker.
It's like a piss-soaked knife, like is that how they killed Rikidozan?
That's how they did Rikidozan.
Yeah, I feel like that's how Russo should have gone.
It would have been nice. Not too late.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Look at what he looks like now, man. It's crazy.
I mean, he didn't look great back then either, I got to say. He's one of the ugliest men of all time. We're going to talk about it, though. We're going to talk about that a little more later. I do want to say, after this, we get a brief scene where Kimberly Page is in a hotel room going through pill bottles. And I think she's going to drug Ric Flair or something. Did you see this? Did we all turn this off before this?
I did not see this.
I think I saw this, but like last week I watched the two WCW matches and I rewatched them more recently, and I'm like, I don't fucking remember this.
That's fair. Well, I mean, I will say that
Flair cannot be stopped by drugging, though.
I think she is going to try to drug him or something, or kill him. Maybe, I'm not really sure. But he comes out and says he's going to show her fucking
As
Space
if the
Mountain
man
or
needs
whatever.
any help.
Yeah, you're on the clock. The pussy, you're on the pussy clock. On the pussy clock. He says she's gonna ride Space Mountain.
Just make him kill Tony, okay? I don't need your bullshit.
Man, I thought it was bad when he was on Kill Tony. Then he just went to a buffet. Turns out any random buffet is the same as Kill Tony. Tony does. Speaking of Tony,
there's TikTok about how he is just straight up a menace. Literally the guy. Before we even saw this clip, it's like everybody says to me, "Wow, how cool is to see Ric Flair at the bar?" I'm like, it's not cool. He's there every night. It's just sad.
Yeah,
and that's
rough.
That's Flair now. Flair would have been so much better off had he actually died.
He should have died. He should have died young.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They
Tony
did like another retirement angle with him in like AEW or something, right? Isn't that whole thing?
I don't know what they really did with it. I mean, he's got the woo
but
energy.
He did another match, right?
No, he didn't do a match.
No, the Flair, the tag with Andrade against Lethal and Jarrett is the last one.
Yeah.
But he also said, "Oh, that's not my last match." Like 2 days later, he was like, "I'll do another match on a different country. I don't give a shit."
We all kind of expected him.
Lethal and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, it's cool. He bleeds a bunch. He wears a shirt.
He apparently had a heart attack on the match.
He had a heart attack during the match. If we had done a 2022 year-end show, it would have been.
Yeah, that's the biggest shame is about not doing the 22 year-end show is that we could talk like 20 minutes about how good that match is. It has like a 2.2 on Cage match.
Wrinkly old balls. Wrinkly Old Balls Part 6 or whatever. Paul, do you know that we have a series now, a sub-series of our podcast called Wrinkly Old Balls, where we talk about wrestlers
I have seen that.
Very old. So that'll come up there for sure.
Either that or they're going to die very soon, even if they aren't old, so we can do Dick Murdoch versus Fujiwara. Because Dick Murdoch's like 44, but man, he's got like a month and a half to live.
Yeah, we could do the Gordy brain damage. Yeah. No, there's stuff. That's a well we could tap. Tony calls this scene. I just want to say, Tony Schiavone mentions that this scene where Kimberly Page is going to drug Ric Flair, and he comes out and he says are you ready to ride Space Mountain or whatever he does. Tony says it's a now famous scene in Nitro history, and it's only a week old. And then Sting comes back out with the world title, and Tony's confused, and I guess this leads to Sting losing to Goldberg in 3 minutes. But Bobby the Brain Heenan says, "I have never seen a pay-per-view like this before in my life." Which, I mean, that says it all, really.
He's so checked out, man.
Yeah. We really got in.
bless.
Paul, you got to check out the Hack episode, the 99 Sandman episode we did.
The Hack episode and the WCW Bric-a-Brac hardcore episode. Those are both real great.
The best
The
episodes
Mexican
we've ever done.
Deathmatch. Yeah.
Just
That's why we got to do fucking. Man, imagine
I
if
love
Heenan was
hardcore
there
hack,
for,
man.
he's
for
the
the
fucking best.
Sandman TNA run. That would be so good.
Episode 60, Our Man Hack. Check it out. If you want to hear us really go deep on the drunkest era of Bobby Heenan, because he's killing it. He's like threatened to fucking murder Mike Tenay constantly.
Hold your tongue out for this.
Yeah, look, listen, Tony, you grab him by the tongue. I'll take this big scissor and I'll cut his tongue out. He says to him on a pay-per-view. It's just
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Sound like TBS.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the World Wrestling Entertainment,
All right.
which is
WCW is dead.
yeah, it's very dead by now, and this is from Bad Blood, June 15th, 2003. We've got Goldberg versus Chris Jericho.
Bad Blood presented by Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Sheriff of Raw, and Eric Bischoff, the General Manager of Raw.
That was when
Yeah.
they were like authority figure feuding, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's
Like right
some
after.
segments, like there's like a spin a wheel make the deal gimmick
God.
that they do later, and it's like that era of Stone Cold is funny, in part because he's just constantly riding the ATV around and he's having a great time, but it's like
Yeah.
it's
He's
sad,
barely
too.
retired though. Like he's
Yeah,
he
he's
I'm-
not even officially retired, really. He's
He
just
doesn't
like,
know, yeah,
"I'm
he's not
a
sure."
Yeah, he didn't really go out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll have you know that it's called the Redneck.
Lance, shouldn't have hit him with your car.
It's the Redneck
I
Triathlon.
lost to the Rock. I come back again.
Fucking hit me with my own finisher. Goddamn. The Redneck
Yeah.
Triathlon is what it's called. The Bischoff, and there's a big LED board that says Austin and Bischoff present Bad Blood 2003.
Right. It's like right next to Goldberg's like big entrance. It just says
Yeah,
Austin
it looks
and Bischoff.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
taking over their
funny, but it's not worth doing. It's that kind.
Yeah.
It's a very. This is not a Russo thing, but that's the kind of thing he would like definitely do. Where you're like, this, like. It's like Jeff Jarrett hitting Beetlejuice with the guitar. Is that funny and kind of good? Yes. Is it worth doing? No.
pop somebody. All right,
Gary
this match
Coleman.
is like, yeah, we'll get to Gary Coleman. Or did we already pass Gary Coleman? No, he's in the next one, right?
No, he's in the Buffalo
Okay,
Bills.
okay. All right, so this is a match, Goldberg versus Chris Jericho. It's 5 years in the making. Of course, the Goldberg and Jericho stories are well known at this point. Jericho in his book talked about basically being used as a tool by Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan to make Goldberg paranoid and look like an idiot. I'm sure you both know those stories, right?
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
sad. And then, obviously their match never happens. Or not really. I
Right.
don't know. The funniest thing is where Jericho wore shoes that were too big for him and had Goldberg spear him so his shoes flew off into the crowd, which is like one of the greatest Nitro clips ever.
There's also when he has the fake little Goldberg, who is not Gilberg, of course, because
Well-
Dwayne Gill was WWF loyalist.
Yeah, the
But just- and
little
it's like-
person. Little person Goldberg. That's what pissed Goldberg off the most.
It feels so fucked up that nobody booked little Goldberg versus Gilberg on an indie. Like,
Couldn't get the money
I'm not-
right. They both charged
I
too
know.
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
At least James Ellsworth versus Gilberg, I'm pretty sure has happened. That's a compromise we can work with.
Ah, James
Yeah.
Ellsworth. I haven't thought about him in a while.
He's a pedo, right?
I don't know.
Oh, he's not a
No,
good
he's like
dude.
he's like a sexual assault guy. I don't know. He's like I don't know.
So, there's some bad stuff that came out
Look
about
up
him.
James Ellsworth controversy. It's funny. I was doing the school store for my. I sent you this picture, Siobhan, but the school store for my daughter's school where they've got a built-in currency for behavioral things. You do good, you get tickets or tokens or whatever, and you
Nice.
once a month, and you go and you buy stickers and little toys and whatnot.
Like a
And-
Hershey bar.
Yeah, Talkies, a lot of Talkies. Weird. So there was this book, like a binder full of stickers and whatnot. And, like Sonic stickers. There's Mario. There's all your favorites, right? And then there was one page that was all wrestlers. And there was some good stuff. I got to be honest, I stole a Brody Lee and I stole a CM Punk, 2 different occasions. I stole 2 stickers 2 months apart. But there was one that was a James Ellsworth sticker.
Whoa. Oh, no.
Just in the book. Just right there.
That's how they mark like the demerits at the school.
Yeah, they should give you
fat Ellsworth.
The dunce cap, but it's just the sticker. It's just the cap with a sticker of Ellsworth on it.
I couldn't believe it. Anyways, this is
living the story. Jimmy Dream.
Yeah,
Jimmy Dream.
So this, of course, Jericho and Goldberg and hilariously Nash and Hunter are fucking the main event of this show.
Right. Really... Foley is the guest referee, right?
Yeah, I've never seen that. I know people like that match. I had never watched this pay-per-view.
Isn't that bad. It's not that bad.
This is in Houston.
It's the standard for Hunter Hell in a Cell.
He can't fuck it up that bad. So this is in Houston, and a lot of my backyard wrestling friends went to this show. Jeremiah Dene, shouts out. He wrestled as Vegas, and the S is a $, of course, all caps. And he's actually the guy that I sold my ring to when it was like busted down, like half the beams were fucked. But and then he, of course, trained with Booker T and all. Everybody knows the story at this point. But he went on to an illustrious career of like working 2 battle royals, just like the rest of us. And so he's somewhere in the second row, I think. I'm pretty sure him and his dirtbag brother James had sat out overnight to try to get tickets, and I think they ended up in the 3rd row, and that was very distracting for me in this match. I gotta be honest. But
you could see them the whole time?
I couldn't, but I was looking for them. Luckily, I have forgotten their faces almost entirely.
Right.
So, but it was distracting, and it was like halfway through the match, they were like, here in Houston, Texas. I was like, oh, this is that show. Son of a bitch. Anyways, I've never watched it, and I've never seen this show, so I've never seen this match.
It was at the Compact Center.
Yeah, oh yeah, Joel Osteen. That's where Joel Osteen is now. It's the Lakewood Church is now.
No way.
Yeah.
Hallowed ground.
It used to be the Summit, and then it was the Compact Center. It's where the Rockets played for, I don't know, until like 2008 or something, 2006 maybe. And then they built the Toyota Center downtown. This shitty fucking building is like off of Highway 59, like headed towards the southwest side of town, and it sucks. It is a dog shit building. It was shitty in the 90s. It's shitty now. It's awful to park. It just sucks. Well suited for a grifter like Joel Osteen, obviously. So that's the Compact Center.
Yeah.
So yeah, the LED board says Austin and Bischoff present Bad Blood 2003, and then also there's these little like blood drops that are a part of the set that are like hanging and swinging. They look like balls. Looks like, and it's
I don't think I even noticed them, honestly.
It looks like 3 testicles, like Total Recall.
Looking at it just looks like a sack.
Yeah, it looks like
an individual ball.
Yeah, it's 3. It's 3, like in Total Recall, but instead of 3 tits, she's got 3 balls.
It's 3 balls,
and they're just swinging. And it's very distracting.
Can I just talk about how frustrating it is that this was bad? They changed the Bad Blood. They like retconned Bad Blood spelling to be bad with 1 D instead of 2 Ds.
Oh man, listen. When I looked this up on Peacock, first of all, I understand it's a different lineage from IYH Bad Blood. So obviously,
right.
Bad Blood 97 is in the In Your House category, right?
That was the Kane debut show.
Oh yeah, that must be Kane. He said that must be Kane. It's gotta be him, right? Who else could it be?
I'm thinking it's Kane.
I'm thinking it's Kane. No, so the not only is that fucked up, but also there's no listing or subcategory for Bad Blood as a series of shows. If you search it on Peacock, it's one of the only shows I've seen like this. Bad Blood 2003, Bad Blood 2004 are not grouped together. They didn't even fucking bother.
That's so weird, yeah.
It's really weird, right? But also they removed one of the Ds, which pisses me off. So
I hate that.
Yeah, I hear you. So they have some clown who isn't Doug Dillinger, but definitely looks like he could be named Doug, knock on the door.
Yeah.
And then JR says Goldberg is from Planet Goldberg?
Yeah, I caught that. He says he's like a monster from a creature or something.
Hailing from Planet Goldberg.
Is that like a Protocols of the Elders thing? Like,
I don't know that's like, and Goldberg's like rushing. He's like going so fast. He's trying to make.
Yeah, I think he's become a Mormon. Guys, planet.
We should have followed him into like the next, state of consciousness. Goldberg should have been the guy. He's going super fast. There's like some insane fucking Vince McMahon time quota that he's like put on this. Like, you got to get out there fast. You're a mid-carder now.
Yeah.
And so, there's the 3 drops of blood that look like testicles. That's what I already said that. Okay.
Yeah.
So we haven't covered a lot of Jericho matches on the show. I go back and forth on him. Paul, you mentioned that you thought he was the worst wrestler of all that we watched tonight.
I think I enjoyed watching him the least. Like, I think he brought the least to the table out of all the guys we watched on this one. I mean, it's a weird role. Like, I mean, he's just kind of doing the chicken shit thing. And like the video package, the build up, he hires Lance Storm to try and fail to hit Goldberg with his car.
Yeah.
I did like the cutaway to like, there's paint, right? Pepper sprays him. I like the pepper spray bit. Like, there's like this whole angle too with Lil Nate where like he like tricks him into spearing him and like he's implied to like die basically, but then he like referees the match and they don't mention it. And it's just some classic like
Goldberg made amends. He bought him some George Michael tickets, and everything was cool.
The pepper spray though is like, I mean, we know what works on Goldberg. It's using like police tactics.
Yes, full quote unquote weapons. Like that's how you fuck this guy up.
Yeah, for sure.
LA Sheriff's Department, like beanbag shotguns. Like,
the cops are. That would have been good.
You know what I got lamented for? I don't think there was ever a Big Boss Man in Goldberg match at WCW.
No.
And obviously they that taps in WWE. That would be fucking fun.
Yeah, they were ships passing in the night. But no, I think if Scott Hall had come out with the beanbag shotgun at Starrcade 98, we might not see that as such a controversial finish. I mean, it'd be controversial like for other reasons.
Those like audio weapons, I forget what those are called.
Oh yeah,
like do for crack. Those are fucking awful.
Yeah, they played like Darude Sandstorm at an awful volume and torture prisoners in Abu Ghraib or whatever.
Yeah, there's gonna be like an Abu Ghraib angle with
the card counter. Was it the card counter? Was the one?
Yeah.
Shouts out Paul Schrader. All right, so this is highlight reel era Jericho, and I think it is probably one of the better runs of his career in my head. Is that crazy? No.
I think
it probably is crazy.
Yeah, it's a good run.
I like the stuff with him and Christian.
Yeah. For the record, there
stuff?
is a streak match with Ray Traylor at the United Center, March 98, March 30th. So
he's still with WCW in March of 98. That is absurd.
Yeah.
He was just kind of ping-ponging, right? Like, he was one of those guys that was just kind of back and forth.
Well, that's how he bumped. He bumped like a ping pong, you know.
I just watched Spring Stampede 94 all the way through
Me
couple
too.
nights.
I watched Slamboree 94 the other day. Hey,
I
hey,
just
friend.
watched because I wanted to
This is why we have a podcast together.
Yeah, Cactus versus the Nasties.
Yeah.
And I forgot how funny it is that when he loses the boss gimmick, and like that Nick Bockwinkel as WCW commissioner literally just strips him. It's like you don't get the name anymore. You don't get. I'm taking your nightstick. I'm taking your handcuffs. You're not the boss anymore.
It was like a lawsuit, right? Wasn't it like literally legal issue being taken against them?
They were. Yeah, like. So it was like, okay, this is how we'll rectify it and do it on screen. And then it became the Guardian Angel, and that didn't fucking stick because it was a very silly idea.
Yeah. No, it's...
now I'm sad that we never had Curtis Slew on WCW programming.
Yeah.
You wanna talk about a wrinkly old balls match? How about Big Boss Man Matsuda and Leatherface versus Mike Rotunda, Ryo Miyake, and Steve Williams, 2004?
Sure. Was it IWA Japan or not?
Yeah.
Is it
IWA?
Yeah, Duggan winning the title.
I feel like I've seen that.
That's like, what a fucking thing.
Is
That
that
turn
where
is
the
crazy.
commentators are like making fun of Duggan's wife, who's accompanied to the ring, and just? Do you know the clip I'm talking about? This is going
I
around.
don't know the clip, but I know that has because it says on Cage Match with Deborah Duggan. That has to be it.
That's got to be it. So there's
How many goddamn matches are there with Deborah Duggan just like hanging around?
I don't know why I remember that. I think somebody posted a clip of it. Probably Nuclear Bummer or whatever posted a clip of it.
Satoshi Kojima versus Chocoball Makai. That's a good show.
Let's go.
Good show.
Let's go. All right, so we get a real fucking high-end collar and elbow to start this match. They like fly through the fucking ropes super hard. I couldn't believe the intensity that this began with. Jericho ducks 2 clotheslines, goes for a crossbody, gets caught for a world's strongest slam, and then Goldberg heaves him into the corner. And then a big Beal, huge Beal from the corner, a la Bearcat Lee. Bearcat Keith Lee, of course, famous for his Beal. Jericho tries to attack in the corner with some strikes, but gets swatted away. And then Goldberg gives him a gorilla press into just crotching him on the top rope.
That's great.
And then he gives him a roundhouse kick to the head, knocks him to the floor. Like
the Bret Hart.
Like, that's absurd. I don't know, like, just like the little things that he does, where it's just, he does, all right, and here's some Taekwondo. It's the stuff that makes Goldberg...
Yeah, the karate kicks are so fucking sick. And, like,
there's another one. I think there's another one, in I don't know if it's in this one or another match, but...
I think it's this one, and I think it looks, like, very brutal.
Yeah,
like,
the spin
he just
kick.
kind of catches him. Yeah.
Goldberg gives him a snake eyes on the barricade, then goes for a spear. Jericho moves, and we're going to do this 3 times in a row, but Goldberg goes through the fucking barricade.
That was novel at the time, but it's called to me by my roommate. It was there is nobody like in like a 10-foot radius of the barrier, like going back. So it is like designed like they just like had someone with a chair there for all night, and then it's like, all right, so get up, Goldberg's in the spot.
Yeah, the security was on that to make sure nobody got their fucking leg hyperextended or whatever when that happened.
Got extremely fucked up by Goldberg.
Yeah,
no, can't have.
It was cool though. This has got to be one of the first ones, right? I mean.
No, it looked pretty good. It looked
June
good.
of 03? Who's gone through a barricade like this before this? They haven't even had these barricades for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, like they start those in 99?
99, I feel like. 99.
Yeah.
It's when Hardy, it's like, that's the first thing I think of when Jeff Hardy, it's at Fully Loaded 99 and the fucking tag team turmoil. I don't know why I remember this, but Jeff Hardy does the running across it spot, and I remember being like 10 years old and being like, hey, they couldn't have done that with the old guardrails. And so for some reason I remember that because I have brain damage.
Yeah, you do get some guardrail evolution in this one.
Yeah.
The Brock match and the Lashley match.
Yeah, well, here when it breaks apart, it does feel a little more, a little less developed, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I mean, it's the perfect Goldberg, like, the tide's turning spot,
Yeah, it's so easy.
Goldberg might be in trouble.
There's a great reverse angle replay of it too, from like inside the crowd, and you can see he hits really fucking hard. And Goldberg always went hard into these kind of spots, obviously.
Yeah. Also, before this, I noticed there's a spot where he like shoves Charles Robinson. And it's just kind of funny because, like, the angle is that he, like, almost killed this guy and feels really bad. And then he's just like, fuck off. Like, get out. He, like, pushes him in the face.
Well, that's the thing is he is a volatile, like, he's like an old wrestler from the 70s or whatever. Like, if he just pie faces a normal person, they could die.
Yeah.
It's not fake. He's a real freak. He's just a real freak.
He's not normal.
He's not. Absolutely not. He's on the floor making some of his ridiculous faces. He gets hit into the post, and he gets busted open. Hard way, presumably, right?
Yeah,
I think so, unless he cut outside the ring.
It's a weird thing it's a weird way to blade, though.
Well, I'm pretty sure he gets hard way busted in every one of these matches, except for the Sid one, where Sid does all the bleeding. Because you always just see a trickle of blood from his fucking taut skin on the top of his bald fucking head. I feel like it
bleeds like the bald man.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't flow like a blade job, like the mechanics of a blade job are to make it, wide and deep enough so it just kind of keeps going along enough to give you the mask or whatever to look good on camera. And Goldberg's bleeding always dries up a minute later, which makes me think it's got to be hard way every time. I mean, if not, then somebody should have taught him how to blade better. But I don't think he bladed in any of these matches, actually. Let's see, missile drop kick to the back and shoulder from Jericho. And
he starts working the shoulder. That's the whole thing.
He works him over good. You know, the stomps, the elbows to the right shoulder. And I thought Jericho was looking good here. You know, focused attack. And then
there was a pet peeve I had with the shoulder work in this one, which is he keeps doing what JR calls an armbar takedown, which just looks like Goldberg is like hitting him with like a leg sweep or a rock bottom. And every time I was confused, I was like, oh, Goldberg reversed. And it's like, no, that was actually Jericho working the arm.
There's some size different stuff there, but that Jericho, like, he's sort of uppercutting the arm at times, and it looks like he's taking the bump. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But Goldberg does some cool left arm stuff. He does the left arm shoulder block while selling the right.
He's selling it.
Yeah, I think this is a great performance by Goldberg.
He looks awesome.
There's he hits the divorce court on the shoulder and then transitions into a Fujiwara. Like, Jericho's working too. I mean, I thought this match was really good, actually. This was the big surprise for me because I wasn't sure if this was. I got this off Cage Match, and I was like, people in the fucking inmates like this. The Germans are into this, which usually doesn't translate to us liking it, but you know,
work rate.
But it works. This one's good. And then let's see here. Goldberg reverses a whip. Jericho leaps to the second rope, jumps off 180 degrees, and is met with a jumping boot from Goldberg that is sloppy, but sick as hell. It catches
it's very like Kawada, like
it's very very Japanese. Just like no, I don't know how this is gonna land. You don't know how to bump from it. I'm just gonna do it, and you fucking whatever.
We'll make it work.
Goldberg hits this incredible combo after this, where he hits a Manhattan drop. This is the spin kick. Manhattan drop, stunning Jericho, and then spinning back kick to the head, which is just an immaculate combo that nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever done a Manhattan drop and then spinning back kick to the head.
You just see the brain cells firing with him. He's just like, if there's a dull moment, I'm just going to throw a kick. I'm going to throw a big kick.
Yeah,
and that's cool. More people should think like that.
He's got flourishes that are unnatural for wrestling and betray the modern choreography of it all. You know, you can't.
Yeah.
What are they gonna? They couldn't practice this spot. I mean, they could practice this spot, but where do you fit it into the match? Like, it doesn't make sense. Weird. It's awesome. Let's see here. We got Jericho reverses Spinebuster into a DDT. Goldberg comes back with an Ipanze sort of throw. Jericho.
It looked really good, yeah.
It looks great. Yeah, all of his like sort of judo and MMA inspired stuff always looked good. It just always looked as legit as could be. Jericho hits the facebuster and the lion salt for 2. Goes for another. Goldberg gets up, catches him out of midair, then kind of falls.
That was a little tough.
Yeah, lifts him back, but he's one of his arms hurt. So like,
right,
we got a built-in fucking reason for it. And then hits him with a huge power slam. Goldberg hits the spear, but he sells the shoulder hard. Grabs Jericho for the jackhammer. Can't lift him because of the shoulder. And then this is where Charles Robinson gets sort of swatted in the face. Turns around just long enough for Jericho to hit the low blow, which is perfect. Mm-hmm. Jericho now grabs the walls of Jericho, and the crowd chants for Y2J. And I mean, I don't know. You two are both younger than me, but I know. I mean, I was 14 when this match happened, but we were a bunch of young smarks, right?
Yeah.
And we hated Goldberg. We did not want him to be. We didn't want him here. We didn't want any fucking part of this shit. We thought he was fucking old and washed. Nash had taught us. Kevin Nash showed us that this guy sucked, and we thought he was right. And I don't know. Now I wonder what the hell happened, but that's propaganda for you.
Yeah, I did make a note. You can definitely feel. I was just thinking of like, oh yeah, it's like 2003. People are like on the internet at this point. Like this is like the buck is.
In a major city too, yeah. Like it's not like a crowd where they're just like happy to see the show. Like this is like a pay-per-view.
You know, I do feel like Houston
like, this is...
in 03 was a crowd that was stupid though, and less smarky than a lot. I mean, I don't know.
Well, they weren't like Philly or New York. They don't have to be that level of up your ass, obviously, to be like, you know, like, is it? I always forget if it's Philly or Boston that has the Rumble that year. Like, you don't have to be like that level of. Yeah, it's one of them has it 03, one has it 04, and I never remember. I always get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look it up.
Well, they.
Where it's like Angle Benoit gets over like
right,
a motherfucker.
Right.
Where they do the 500 suplexes at each other.
And Triple H Steiner is like the most hated match you've ever seen like a live crowd react to. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that is. I think that's Boston. I think that is Boston. But yeah, I don't know.
That is Boston.
Yeah.
Shouts
okay.
out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good show.
Represent
Those are both good
Fleet
shows
Center.
though. 03 and 04 Rumbles.
I will always
The Godden?
I'll always vouch for fucking Brock versus Bob Holly as a super underrated
that one's awesome.
like B title match, like B world title match.
Rejected outright, but you know the Quaps and the Godden loved it. They thought it was great. No, I think I don't view Houston as a smart. I mean, that's the weird thing is Houston also has like. I don't know. Now XPW runs there or whatever. Like they've got they've got that venue, that Houston Premier Arena, where they do death matches.
Deej announced they're doing CZW's coming to
no
Houston.
Way.
So funny.
Man,
yeah.
God, if you know, by the grace of God, if it would have fucking happened while I was there, by the grace of God, I cannot imagine. There was no indie scene for the fucking 6 years I lived there. It did. You could go see Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, which was it. Like.
Yeah.
No, who would want to see that fucking shit?
Rich Andrews is a good wrestler, but that's about it. Yeah.
All right, sure. A Segunda Kaida favorite.
Yeah, I think he was gone, but I think he wasn't there by the time you were gone, though. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the timeline very well there.
A lot of Lou Gotti Starrett and stuff like that.
Yeah, gross. Goldberg hits a second spear, holds the arm really close to the body, then hits the jackhammer while selling the arm the whole time, you know. And he always hit the jackhammer with it would be left shoulder supporting with the right arm usually, but
that makes sense.
But he does it here, and he looks like he has to really muscle him up. He holds his elbow in close, his shoulder in close.
I think JR says tries to make a note that Goldberg might have hit him with the other shoulder. Which I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Like the non-hurt one.
Yeah, but there, you know, it's good. He pins him with the fucking jackhammer, as most Goldberg matches end. He fucking beats him with the jackhammer. I thought it was a really good match.
That's a good match, yeah.
And I thought it was good.
Goldberg goes out, gets in the face of a fan who is in a full one-piece tiger costume. Did you guys see this guy? He's I don't know if it's Tony the Tiger or Tigger from Pooh, but it's one of them, or it's just some furry shit. Maybe it's hot shit. Scott Henson. Fucking...
I was gonna say, do you think Scott Henson got down to Houston and
no,
probably not.
I don't. He was also like 16 years old at that point, because
exactly.
Me and him are not that different in age. The guy in the tiger costume has a sign that says "I am a Jericho-holic." And Goldberg gets in his face. And then in the back of the frame, though, behind Goldberg, he doesn't even see the sign. Somebody has a sign that says, "Goldberg, please go away." So, you know.
I think that was the thing that made me feel less enthusiastic about this match, is you can just see the people turning on Goldberg, and it makes me sad. You know?
It is sad. And it makes us sad, specifically.
Yeah.
Because he deserves better. He deserves better. And, you know, cool. This is all, you know, he's in the mid card in a fucking show that is main evented by Kevin Nash and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Like it's manufactured. They made people feel this way.
It's true.
It's fucking Nash's fault. It often is Nash's fucking fault.
Yeah. I was reading about the sort of beef with him and Jericho, and I guess they did a podcast episode where they patched everything up or whatever, and we're just like, yeah,
I've heard that. I have not heard that episode, but I've heard that they figured it out or whatever. They had a conversation.
Yeah, and Goldberg also admitted that Jericho just kicked his ass in the backstage fight, which I assumed Jericho was lying about, but he wasn't.
Right. He was
like, yeah, you beat my ass.
Man. Yeah, I mean, Goldberg he's had to like reconcile with a lot of people, and I don't know, Brett's still out here talking about how he ended his career, which is fair because he maybe did or whatever. I don't know. I always feel uncomfortable when I think about that, and I'm like, oh yeah, Bret Hart could have had, but Bret Hart was washed by then. So.
He was kind of washed.
Needed to fucking retire anyway.
Well, and he was going nowhere in that fucking company at that fucking time.
Yeah.
Like it was
and what? When fucking Vince buys it out 4 months later, what is Bret going to go back to the company that killed his brother? Like, no, of course not. Of course not. And in a fit of madness, and also related to him wanting Hall of Fame ring and the tape library and all that, Bret has gone back to WWE at times, but at this point, modern stoned Bret Hart, who I don't, is so funny.
Yeah, like just what's his best option? He goes to New Japan and like teams of China against like Muto and Kabuki or something.
I mean, crazy to imagine Bret and Hustle.
Mid 2000s, like Brock and New Japan and Bret. That would have been sick.
I mean, yeah. Well, I don't even know who. Yeah. I mean, he would have gotten his career ended by Fujita or whatever. Yeah. Like
drunken, murdered by Bobcat.
Yeah. There's nowhere for him to go. So, I just want to state it here right now. While we do blame Goldberg for ending Bret's career, also, It was already over. It was already over. Yeah, it's fucking. It's too bad that match didn't last longer.
Yeah, like Bret, he would have gotten thrown off the triple cage instead of
Canyon. Yeah, I mean it worked out well for him. So
love to do it that way.
Yeah,
that would have been. Yeah.
Okay. Do you two want to take a brief break, or do we want to do it later? Or we want to do it now? What do we want to do? Do we have any thoughts on this? Like 5 minutes? Because I gotta piss.
I'll do 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll do 5.
All right, and we're gonna go. Siobhan, it's gonna be 2. It's gonna be 2 a.m. when you finish, but it'll be 1 for me and 11 p.m. for you. So you'll be fine, Paul.
Yeah,
right?
I'm chilling, man.
Cool. Man, the coasts. That's the best coast. We all know that. Don't tell Siobhan. Don't tell Siobhan. It's the best coast. All right. Thank you both. This is wonderful. We'll be right back. All right.
Copper, let us take you to a furnace where we'll break you. A fire so big and pretty you could cry. As you buckle, you could ask me what was wrong with me before. Did I need the silver to be suitable? Copper, I have a use for you. It's easy work and suits you. Dazzle, dirty beauty, you must know. Copper is a conductor and makes for decent cooking. Dazzled by your beauty, still you know. Plated or anodized, you even fool a layman's eyes. Presentable though you might be, it's unwise to try to fight me. Copper.
Off the top of my head, like, you're a Browns fan, you're fucked. You're a Bears fan, you're fucked. You're a Vikings fan, you're fucked. You're a Bills fan, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
just
fair.
goes on.
Yeah. Suffering. That's what sports is all about. Welcome back to Wrestling is Gross.
Speaking of the Minnesota Vikings legend Brock Lesnar featuring this
Yeah.
I was glad that he was mentioned in the history of the Minnesota Vikings, but it did, again, bring up that Goldberg should have been mentioned in the history of the Atlanta
Falcons. Is he not?
He's not.
I never finished the
don't-
Vikings
he's
one.
even
I watched
more
the
of a-
Falcons one though. I really love. The Falcons thing being framed around the Trump
Super
election
Bowl
and
and
the Super.
that.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
such an incredible story. I never finished
Yeah,
the
it was
Vikings
powerful.
thing, although I do. I am now I didn't know who Bud Grant was before, but I do now, of course.
I think that one. But that last episode is really good, even though there's not
I
a
gotta
ton of
finish
things for them to talk about because they're just like the least successful period.
I think we got to the 90s, and then we petered off. Sean, do you have are you very near the fan? Can you turn the fan off?
Oh, am I? How far am I? Okay, yeah.
I don't
can
know.
turn it down a little
Just turn it down a little
No,
bit.
no.
Yeah. It's all right.
that
I'm
sounds
in
okay.
It's all right. We're back. Welcome back to Wrestling Shows. I'm I'm near the fucking HVAC over here, so like I don't know. If it kicks on, it's gonna be hell. But I just noticed it once we got back. I don't know if it's
Okay, it
different now.
wasn't sounding because I was worried because
No, you were worried last time. I think it's been fine. I don't know.
I was worried definitely, but I think I had it a stage higher this time, so I was like,
sure.
that might. But
Well, it's hotter now than it was last time. I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's evening, so, and like it always gets hottest around here at like midnight because like there's nowhere for the air to go. We just have a roof where it just beats the fuck down.
Nowhere for the air to go. I know that feeling.
Also, just having like downstairs fucking neighbors who will just like have the heat on when it's like 75.
And they're having conversations about South Park and whatnot. Cool guys. All right, welcome back, folks. I think this has been great so far.
Oh yeah.
I think we're killing it.
Absolutely.
I got the cat. I got Roy down here.
Fucking Roy.
Yeah, I got a
Roy
cat.
time.
I got a cat now, Paul. We got a cat.
You got a podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's Roy's deal? Is he a big boy? What's Roy's
He
deal?
was quite
He's a
skinny.
chiller?
He's
Yeah.
cool. He's cool. He was quite skinny when we rescued him. Well, we didn't. I mean, we got him from a shelter. I don't know. It's a fucking
Yeah,
stupid
you
thing. Well, we rescued him. We rescued
Yeah,
this kid.
it sounds
Fuck you.
a bit much, but you know, take the victory lap. It's all right.
Yeah.
He was skinny. Now he's got weight on. That's a rescue to me.
Yeah, so my kids and my wife, they all were like, they had honed in on this other cat at the shelter that was like a real piece of shit and was up in the corner, and they were like, we want that one. And then meanwhile, Roy, his name was Aspen, was the name they gave him?
That's
Fucking-
terrible cat
Yeah,
name.
what the fuck?
Awful. Shelter names for cats are always fucking
Yeah,
rough.
I mean, look, those people work hard. They don't have taste, but they work hard.
Yeah.
And he's like in a cage behind us, both front paws up on the cage and rubbing his fucking face into the cage, trying to get our attention. And I was
That's
like,
the guy who wants it. He
look at this
wants it.
fucking guy.
Yeah.
Take a look at this fucking guy. And so then we adopted him, and we named him Roy, which is short for royalty. My daughter's idea, but I tell people he's named after Roy Orbison, of course. Roy the boy.
Nice.
A candy-colored clown they called the Sandman,
That's right.
which I sang at karaoke.
Oh yeah.
Literally
In Dreams? That's
two
an
weeks
ambitious
ago.
one.
Oh, I can listen. You know,
Blue Bayou is a go-to for me. That one usually hits.
I can sing "Crying," but only in Spanish. You know, shuts out Rebecca Del Rio. No, all right. We're gonna go. This is not Saudi Arabia. I was gonna say we're gonna go to Saudi Arabia, but we're gonna go to
It's
Tampa,
it's all basically Saudi Arabia at this point.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to Orlando.
Orlando. Okay. Yeah. God.
The only match on here that I watched live.
Yeah.
And
It's-
I remember it well.
It was a moment, I think, for a lot of us. I think all right. It's Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. It's WrestleMania 33.
Yes. The first
And-
time we've ever talked about a Universal title match, to the best of my
That's
knowledge.
right.
Great. Well, we got.
Can't fucking imagine another time we would have.
You know, the Fiend
Yeah.
episode is coming. God rest his soul.
The Fiend versus Bill Goldberg.
We did an episode on after Bray died, Paul. That was
Yeah.
like our return episode after 6 months off. We were like, well, we got to do a Bray Wyatt episode. And it's
I'm
like
not suggesting
It's
that
still so crazy that he died. man.
fucking
Oh, yeah, no.
absolutely nuts. And Brody
Especially-
too, right?
I know, like right after Brody.
Yeah, it's we see the fucking Widow Wyatt in this match. I do believe.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh,
isn't
she's the
JoJo
announcer? JoJo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
God, what a sad fucking story.
it's so sad.
I just rewatched The Crow, so I don't want to say that for the year after his death we should do the Fiend episode, but it's not an idea.
What if he came back to life and he
got
killed Vince McMahon? What if?
Yeah.
What if?
That'd be nice.
Oh man, imagine Vince with the fucking Michael Wincott hair.
Yeah, Michael Wincott
Oh
is
my
Vince
God.
McMahon. Hey, now we figured out the casting finally. Michael Wincott is Vince. Got it. Now there's a rapist.
That's fucking stellar. Honestly,
yeah.
I'd watch that.
We've talked about it so often. Who do you cast as Vince?
Yeah, are they still making the Vince movie, or is that just
Oh,
dead?
definitely not. Pandemonium Incorporated? No, they're not making that for sure.
We ain't making our podcast series about Vince Shane right now, so they should start like making a movie about how good Vince McMahon is for.
So, Paul, me and Siobhan and J.R. Goldberg started the McMahon family in-ring manifesto, where we were going to do like the complete and accurate, all of the McMahon matches, the Vince, the Shane,
really
the Stephanie, a little bit of
Stephanie's.
Paul. A little bit of Paul. he's not a McMahon, but he's sort of a McMahon. We'd
They
sprinkle
play up
him
the
in.
McMahon thing sometimes.
Yeah, and then Vince, it was outed that, shockingly enough, this guy's been doing some bad shit
He's a
all
bad
these
guy.
years, and we were like, "What?" And so we haven't done episode 2. So so basically, we're waiting for him to die. And then when he dies, we can get back to doing our business, you know?
He's gonna live another like 30 years. He's never fucking dying.
Cannot happen.
He's gonna kiss her.
I am of two minds because he is a blood sucking motherfucker. There's no way around that.
He's got
he is
the
a guy who'd
adrenochrome,
find a
man.
way.
Yeah, but Kissinger didn't
correct.
do all the coke and steroids. I mean, maybe he did. I don't know.
He did some.
He did coke. Yeah.
That was my thought from reading the Vince text and stuff. Is it's like there's no way this guy doesn't have like an insane coke habit to
You
just
went
like
deep.
have energy.
Did you go deep
to
and
ruin these
read
people.
like a lot of it? You read all the stuff? Because I did.
I did. And that
fucked up.
was like one of my first thoughts was like, where is he getting the energy to like ruin people's lives in so many different ways at this age? Like what like 78-year-old man is capable of doing all this stuff? Like,
Yeah. No.
you need fucking like crazy. He's got some probably like Michael Jackson type like staff, like Dr. Feelgood, that's just like pumping him full of shit.
Or
Did
he's
you
got
see
like
the
writers.
story
Go
that
ahead.
Bubbles chimpanzee is still alive and just chilling? We were talking about this last night. Bubbles. Okay, so
Fuck
it's
off.
hard for
How old is
Bubbles is 40.
He's been
He
doing
just needs
coke and
to
steroids.
10 years and he fucking surpasses Michael, which I kind of rooting for that for Bubbles. He had to watch some shit, man. He had to see some bad things.
Dude, this picture of him as like a middle-aged man too is very charming. I'm gonna drop it in the chat.
Oh, God.
This is the picture that comes up.
Dying. I'm losing my mind. Oh, there he is. There's
Hell yeah.
Bubbles.
He's like, "Hello, nice to see you."
I'm rooting for this MF, absolutely.
Yeah.
We want him to have a happy ending.
For real.
All right.
So speaking of Vince McMahon scandal, Brock.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of big middle-aged monkeys, here's fucking
Big
Brock
monkey
Lesnar.
man. Yeah.
All right, this is from April 2nd, 2017.
So the build up here was there was the Survivor Series match where Goldberg squashed Brock.
88 seconds.
88 seconds. And they were apparently there was like a last minute thing where they were like, Heyman was like, we have an angle here. We do like an MMA style, like quick knockout. Because I think this is after like, you know, like the Rousey and McGregor like knockouts that were such a big thing. Like, and everybody was like,
That
oh,
timeline
anything
checks
can
out.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the
McGregor
next
Aldo.
Brock match after he did the borderline shoot elbow to Orton right in the face. So it was
Oh, yeah, that's
shit, I
SummerSlam
forgot
8.
about that
That's
finish.
16, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nasty bit
Which
of
is
business.
also around the same time as his UFC Hunt fight, right? UFC
yeah,
Hunt.
that's like a month and a half later, I think.
Yeah.
God.
So Brock, this is kind of like, I feel like this is one of the last times that Brock felt like I don't know, relevant figure.
Dangerous.
Like, yeah.
God. Yeah, he is neutered pretty hard, like, right after this. I mean, this is what does it, maybe? I don't know. I mean,
I think it's when he just goes out like Stan Chera to Rollins in 2018.
yeah, when he goes out like Stan Chera to Rollins.
You know, like
That's what he does. Yeah, that's what he does. That's what happened.
He did do that.
Maybe it was 2019 when he goes out. Like
That is, I think that is
no way to recover
2019.
from that though. Yeah.
The timeline gets
Yeah.
messed up. I mean, with the Universal Championship, we all remember the lineage of the Universal Championship. It goes.
Well, this was because when he won this, he had the title for like a year, right? And then he beat Roman again at Mania. Is that what it was? That was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Mania?
Is that what happened? Jesus.
Where it was like the Naito Okada thing, where it's like he
goes
really just
over-
beat him again.
Yeah, and then 2018 is the run where the Brock Roman stuff just becomes like not good, as opposed to like some of the best shit we've ever seen.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
When does he end Kofi Mania? That's 2019.
I mean, a couple years later,
That's
God.
late 2019.
What a
yeah.
mess. What a weird.
because did Seth go over him after this title run?
That's
Is that what
Yeah,
it was?
that's
Seth gets the belt in 2019 at WrestleMania.
that's the
35.
same show where Kofi
And that was
Mania
that
reigns.
clean?
Yeah,
it was
is it
He beat him
clean?
in he beat him in 2.5 minutes. Like that's like
Oh,
there'd
it
have
is.
to be
Oh
you'd have to
God.
shot him in the face for that not to be like a clean finish. Basically,
Gave him two
Yeah.
damn curb stomps. I mean stomps, not curb stomp. Stomp. The stomp, right? Gives him the.
This
stomp.
is he had the title for a year and a half after this match.
Good God. I mean,
That's crazy.
It's sickening, honestly.
Where he beat Roman twice during that title run
It's very funny that they ever figured that
at
out.
the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Oh man.
on the cage
Oh.
they do that.
They do the
Yeah,
cage
God,
spear
I
spot.
forgot about that fucking
That was
show.
bad.
I watched that show. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
like the Oil Rumble. I thought that was
Yeah.
Roddy Strong and Bryan Danielson delivering chops to each other in front of 50,000 uninterested Saudi dignitaries. I thought it was great,
Yeah.
and that's where Titus
This
falls in
title
the.
run was something. This was like the last time I watched. Basically, this is
Yeah.
the Great Balls of Fire. You guys remember?
Great balls of
Samoa Joe?
course. That's the 4-way with Samoa Joe's singles match versus Brock.
That was the singles, and then after was the 4-way with
I
Braun
watched
and
that
Roman.
recently because I was like, did this
Where
really
Braun
happen?
was super fucking over at that show. I remember like everybody being like, "Oh, it's Braun," and then
Yeah.
Brock shot on him. There was a whole thing in the next
I don't
match.
think that
Poor
match
fucker.
was that bad, but it did that killed Braun basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, he just punched him, and he was like out on his feet immediately, and it was
And
like,
then-
"Oh,
And then you get like the two like last like actual classic Lesnar matches, the two Survivor Series year in a row with him versus
Danielson
AJ and then him
and
versus
AJ,
Danielson.
yeah.
Those are both like
God.
those are like his last like masterpiece matches.
Those are
basically.
both great matches. The Danielson match, I watched that again.
that
recently.
Danielson match is so fucking sick." Yeah,
I mean,
that
I'm biggest fucking Brian Mark in the world, but fuck, man, I think that is.
And I mean, he's
one
had
of the
some
best.
good shit since then. The Cody matches from Puerto Rico is tremendous.
Oh
But,
yeah,
like,
I mean,
he
sure.
hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't obviously like. It's been like lean by his standards the last few years.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the whole company sucks now. I mean it's I don't know, maybe getting better or whatever, but like the last few years of WWE have been.
It does just
god
feel
awful.
like, the kind of like nexus of like really fucking like like them being like, yeah, so by the way, like your main event scene is now like Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley. Like those are the guys. Like,
I mean, I like Drew.
man,
I don't think he's done that well. I mean, I don't know. We can get to that some other time, but yeah, it's been a bummer.
we don't know of Drew, you know?
Yeah. All right. So this is the year where they had the big sort of wrestling ring facade of sorts on the top of the scaffold above the ring, and I kept thinking like it's like a 50 by 50 ring that's like 100 feet in the air, and I was like, they should have done the fucking battle royal up there, had somebody die or had everybody die except for the winner, and he's the only one who lives. And it's Braun, and then he's a star. That's what they should have done. Braun, Dre the Giant. All right, so there's something about this version of Goldberg's music that just sucks. Maybe it's because it played for a really long time while they walked down the mile-long entrance ramp.
really
It's so
long.
goddamn long.
It's really long.
I don't know. I imagine like Def Rebel could make it worse somehow, but I do not like. Paul, do you know Def Rebel?
I just learned about Def Rebel. Like,
I
the
taught
other
Siobhan
day.
about Def Rebel on this show. I don't know if she
And
explored
so
it.
it's like
I've
a
become familiar with the Def Rebel.
there's like it's like a hedge fund manager who like makes the music now.
yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's like it's like if Martin Shkreli was like inspired by the fucking Wu-Tang album, then he didn't go
And
to
it's
prison.
like apparently just like so. What happened to CFOs or whatever?
I don't know. He died.
Yeah, Douglas Jay-Z.
They had a weird falling out with WWE. I don't fucking remember what. And then they bring Johnston back for like 4 months.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
Johnston? That's cool.
I didn't know that.
And he's not doing anything though. It's weird.
Well, what could have been. This Heyman Lesnar thing lasted forever. I mean, the whole thing about Lesnar and Reigns at this point, it feels like Heyman's been in this fucking vacuum of just like
I can't.
These two guys. It feels like a lifetime.
It's like, oh, he's gonna be a dick to a woman. It's like, gotta get the pop for that.
Doing his thing.
He's gonna say epic. He's gonna do epic announcement.
Yeah, is
Barack.
Advocate or whatever.
Yeah, gosh, so fucking lame.
It's definitely been a bummer to see him fall into just being just one of the worst managers of the last 10 years. But
he's just Tiger Ali's thing, basically.
Yeah, he is like Tiger Ali. That's a great chat.
That's a good one.
All right, so immediately we get Suplex City. We get 3 awesome Germans from Brock, and then
no sell.
And then and he hits him with So after the 3 Germans, Lesnar's posing. He's half turned around. It's still posing, and he gets
great
hit with
camera work.
one of the meanest spears I've ever seen. Like,
it looks so sick too. Like it's a rare Kevin Dunn W, where it's like you don't really anticipate anything's going to happen because of like the hard zoom, and it's just kind of turning around, flexing, and then you just see his body just fall, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it is. It is truly an out of nowhere moment.
Yeah.
And then we get he hits him with another spear, takes him down hard, sends Lesnar to the floor, and then Goldberg spears Lesnar through the fucking barricade. Now, I think this is the best one of these. One of the best one of these. This happens so often now. This through the barricade,
Agreed.
And it's always
became like 2013. I want to say is when that became like their like a go-to gimmick as opposed to something that just was like a crazy unexpected thing.
Yeah, and we'll get to the
was with Roman and his big spears, where I was like, okay, that's
Roman is what actually burned this spot.
There's with the Wyatt.
There's that
the
Wyatt.
Is it in the Wyatt family match? In the Elimination Chamber?
Maybe
one of them.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm picturing a big man going through, and Roman still in the Shield vest.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Because they do that during the the match on Raw where the Rhodes Brothers win the tag titles and it works,
Oh yeah, God, they did do this a lot. Jesus,
it works.
Well,
but then it becomes something they do all the fucking time, and it's like you could see exactly how it works, and you're like, oh
yeah.
So you know what though?
Predecessor to what we'll get to with the Lashley of the prop table off the ramp bump, which has just become. I can't remember the last WWE show I watched that didn't have that bump.
Yeah. Oh, there's two tables down there. Just happen to be right there.
Wandering around, and the match is going to end soon.
So there is a recently, and I think it was last year. It's the Pittsburgh street fight where it's. Is it the Usos? No, it's Damian Priest
versus Steiner.
Yeah. All right. So Judgment Day versus Steen and Kevin Owens and what the fuck is it? Sami Zayn. And it's Rhea Ripley does it too. I don't know who she fucking does it to. But Rhea Ripley is the one who does the spear. And it's awesome. And it goes through the barricade. And I liked that. I thought that was a good twist because it's a lady. It's a lady did it. So
hard not to like the things that Rhea Ripley does.
She's the coolest. Big fan. Siobhan, Rhea?
We're all big fans over here.
Oh yeah,
yeah. One of the best things. I mean, she's going to be injured for the rest of her fucking life, I guess. But very, very sad what's going on in the WWE Women's Division right now.
But how could we not appreciate Dominic Mysterio beating up his dad every holiday? That was so good.
Yeah, I'm a Judgment Day head. I got to admit, I don't watch the shows, but I like it when I see those pansexual goth guys on the fucking.
It seems like one of the only interesting things they've had going on.
For sure. It's Edge's last parting gift to the Fed, for sure. But yeah, this is a great one of those through the barricade spots because Goldberg just commits so hard. He's just
it sounds really good. Like you get that kind of crunch. And
Lesnar's not afraid. Lesnar's not afraid of getting bumped through it. He throws himself into it too. So
I mean that's why he's such a great partner for Goldberg in this match is he has in addition to the athleticism thing, he's just a crazy guy.
Yeah, Lesnar's a great bumper. I mean, we've talked about it before.
When he finds like one of the few people that he will sell for, he's gonna fucking sell for him.
Yeah, that's why that one. I mean, the other Cena matches are good too, but that one Cena match is fucking incredible.
The Extreme Rules one?
Yeah. Which is the one time we've talked about Lesnar on this show. Is that right, Siobhan? Have we ever talked about him otherwise?
Oh, I think that's the only time, yeah.
We haven't.
There's matches to do.
Oh, yeah. The
Plenty
Taker
matches,
Hell in a Cell
They
match.
just haven't come up for whatever reason.
The Taker Hell in a Cell match where both of them, honestly, but the first one especially for me, just where Heyman bleeds, is so funny. I love that fucking match.
I always think about the Cena Backlash 03 match. That match is... Nobody talks about it anymore. That match is fantastic.
Backlash 03.
That's heel Cena versus face Brock. And Cena's great.
Oh, God.
Like, that's like the first time he really looked like a guy.
I don't remember it at all. Does anybody bleed in it?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah, I think there's a padlock shot.
Put it on the list. All right, so they're on the floor, and as Goldberg is picking up Lesnar to throw him back in the ring, he just knees him in the sternum. Just like the little bits.
Awesome.
Like, just he didn't have to do that. Fuck it. We're in between spots. Here's a fucking fat knee to the chest.
They're just roughhousing.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is there's not a lot of in between moments in this match. It's mostly spot, like finisher. But when it's not, Goldberg's still doing a fucking shitty knee to the chest and it looks like it hurts. He throws him in after that, sets up for the jackhammer. Lesnar slips out, grabs him for the F5. Huge pop. Crowd still hates Goldberg. It's been 14 years or whatever. They still want him to die. Goldberg split.
I think they did for whatever reason. There is the boos come when they announce him as being from Atlanta, and then it's like this weird like Orlando Atlanta thing, which is fucking incoherent to me.
It's like get over
Is that a thing?
Like you don't get.
I swear, yeah. When Georgia
Magic
says,
fans,
Atlanta, Georgia, and you're like. That's when the boos come in for whatever reason.
Well, they're repping the Fed.
Was he a UGA guy too?
Yeah,
it like a UGA versus Florida thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It might just be that they were going to start booing him anyway, but when they announce his name, you hear cheers.
Yeah, well, they want to chant
that's
Goldberg
very weird
also.
thing, unfortunately,
it's interesting. Yeah, I wonder.
Maybe just say he's from Tulsa. Fuck it, he's not going to get mad.
He is from Tulsa and then moved to Atlanta. Is that right?
Yeah, because he played for Georgia and then he played for Atlanta.
The Dogs and the Falcons.
Yeah.
Right.
Red and black.
Right. All right, so Goldberg slips out, hits a fourth spear. We're 4 spears deep at this point. Goes for the jackhammer again, does the slit throat taunt like he's Benoit or Taker or whatever. Hits the jackhammer, and we've got a 2 on the jackhammer. And the crowd at this point, for the kick out, for the Lesnar kick out and near fall, they do the yes chants. Remember how they did that for a few years? If the crowd likes something, they do yes.
Yeah, they miss that guy a lot, man.
Yeah, is he not back by this point? He comes back the next year?
Oh, no. Yeah, next WrestleMania. Yeah, he's still just GM of fucking SmackDown.
Was the comeback match was Shane, right?
Yeah, it was him and Shane versus the aforementioned Jericho.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good match.
If you say so.
Not the best tag match involving McMahon on that show, but...
Oh, because that's Steph and
was that
Hunter?
Angle and Rousey versus Hunter and Steph.
Oh, I forgot the Angle. Yeah.
Which is, of course, it's going to be in our finale episode of our McMahon series if we ever get back to it. Of course, the last match we'll ever cover in that series is Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee.
I forgot that happened.
Oh, you should go check it out. It's really good. All right, so let's see here. Goldberg goes for spear number 5. Brock does this incredible leapfrog. Just
so fucking
great.
Cool.
That's
it reminded me.
That's what I remember too. Yeah.
It reminded me of it's like the Extreme Rules like dive spot with Cena, where it's just like when Brock does the athletic spots, where it's just like, oh god, this guy's like more athletic than everyone.
How does that body do that action?
It's
What is this comic book shit?
The guy accomplished something in a real sport.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of people did.
Also, fully illogical, doesn't lead to anything, which is like the spot in the Cena match also, where it just leads to him fucking
He's just like, I'm going
to
to do this cool thing.
Yeah.
But that looked crazy, because he's like really going at him with a spear. Like, it's not like a weird stilted. It's like he fully just leapfrogs this old ass.
Oh, yeah, and Goldberg hits the buckle super hard, too. Like, he was full force, yeah. We get 3 more Germans here for Goldberg, Lesnar on Goldberg. The crowd is counting the suplexes. They got 6, they got 7, they got 8. And, this stuff kind of lost its luster after a while, the Suplex City business. But I was enjoying it here again. I was back in the mode. 9 suplexes, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Too bad he's like a sexual predator or whatever, right? Yeah. And then a 10th suplex, and I'm like, oh, yeah, well, it's too bad. It's too bad this is all. I mean, they'll bring him back, though, right? They're going to bring Brock back?
The rumor is that they're going to bring him back, but they're going to wait. That they wanted to wait a while. So that might mean just SummerSlam. That might mean next fucking WrestleMania. I don't know. But
wait till the lawsuit is passed?
I don't know.
Wait till we can't remember the name Janelle Grant?
I mean, it's just weird. It's weird thinking about... It is still so surreal thinking about the WWE without, like, Vince logic. Like, because it's just, like, by Vince logic, it's like, yeah, he's coming back soon. But it's just it's weird to just not know, like, who... Because, like, you would just be 100% sure that no matter what happened, he was coming back. But who knows? Like...
I mean, the Vince logic is definitely felt still. I mean, you watch the shows and,
yeah.
Like, okay, the fucking Gunther match is long and, whatever.
Right.
But it's still a Vince show.
But in terms of the, like, we're bringing Hogan back and you guys are going to like it type shit, where it's like we just don't know that, like, those decisions are coming. But who the fuck knows? Yeah, I don't know. It is very weird to think about what could happen with Brock.
I mean, he's also older now. I mean, I don't... How much is there left in that tank? Seriously. Like, what is the Lesnar match that's still on the table? Except for, of course, Gunther chopping him to shit.
Well, I mean, Strowman's back now, right? Run it back.
Oh yeah, he just ended Becky Lynch's career on Monday, inadvertently, of course.
Breaker.
Yeah.
They planted Braun in.
That was the deal, right?
So that I can't imagine they don't run that. Yeah.
Are we? Where do we stay? I mean, we're about to cover a Scott Steiner match, his uncle, but like. Braun Breaker, I don't know about this. I mean, it's fine, but it doesn't feel genuine to me.
That guy's really funny looking, man. He looks really funny.
Yeah. So
I every time I saw him at a glance, I was like, man, Mojo Rawley's really getting the push, man.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing is, like, Rick Steiner was never going to be a main event talent, right? Because he looks too stupid.
Yeah.
There goes
whereas Scott Steiner was a genius because he was like, how can I look more dumb?
Like, yeah, he went all the way in the direction.
A man who could be called Dogface on the regular by
I'm the dog, I'm the dog. Yeah. Yeah.
Ross is calling you an ugly man. That's fucked up.
There's not enough
Jim
gremlins.
Ross looks like a Squidbillies character.
Oh, yeah. Shouts out to Assy McGee.
What's that show?
All right, so Corey mentions the Sword of Damocles, whatever the hell that is. And then Lesnar hits an F5 for the definitive 3 count. It ends it's like 4 minutes, 58 seconds or something like that. We move right in. Goldberg does not kick out of an F5. It takes one to put him away.
That was surprising to me on the rewatch. I feel like I remembered it. I just would assume he'd bury more finishers, but no.
Incredible restraint shown. Yeah. They did it. They did it right. And that's why I think, I mean, we didn't remember that specifically, but I think that's a part of the recipe, why we remember this so well and why we look back on this match so fondly. Is because
it's a more tasteful match than it needed to be.
It's so tasteful.
How fucking stupid that they've gone for certain things.
Yeah. After a decade of killing finishers in big WrestleMania main events, this one, they kill Goldberg's finisher, but then he loses.
Yeah, and it's you assume you're never going to see him again, too.
Right.
Like, I remember genuinely being like, oh, he's done. Yeah, that's
the
Goldberg thing.
And then Prince Muhammad bin whatever has to bring him in specifically to conquer the Fiend, of course, as we all know. He's a personal friend of Prince whatever.
He was afraid of the Fiend.
Yeah. Well, they still believe in God over there.
This is...
A fucking awesome match. I mean, the Universal
So
title, it's since been back on Lesnar and then Goldberg again, and then, the Fiend as well, I think twice.
Lashley got a run.
Rollins got 2 runs.
Big E, right?
That's the other belt. That's the other belt, isn't it?
that is.
Well,
No, it was the other belt. So...
It doesn't matter anymore because they're unified, and there's only one world title now, guys, right?
That shit was so ugly, man, the red belt.
It was extremely funny.
It sucks. It's very funny.
First champion, Finn Balor, right? For
Yes.
like a day, and then he blew out his knee.
Yeah, he fucked up. He got fucked up by
Rollins.
Rollins did a
Power
bomb.
Yeah.
Into
the
barrier.
rail. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that was when Rollins kept on
The same move that ended Sting's career before he could come back and have a great run. Paul, have you seen Sting and Darby Allin versus the Young Bucks?
Yeah, it was like one of the fucking coolest. One of the only matches I've watched.
Siobhan
recently.
still hasn't watched it. It's one of the
greatest. It was
greatest
Ascend
matches
It, man. That was fucking. that was so much fun.
The best.
Darby is. Oh, love that guy.
Yeah, he's the fucking greatest. All right. We had a little fun in Orlando, right? Let's go to a real fucking wonderful place. Let's go to what is it? Riyadh. Is it Riyadh?
Riyadh.
Let's go to
It's
Riyadh
yes.
in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
This is from Crown Jewel in October 21st, 2021. See, it's when the number is repeated. I have a hard time. 10/21/21. And this is Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley, who has, you're going to be shocked to hear, never featured on this podcast.
Yeah, you guys don't have
People
the
like
Lashley
him
versus Moose
Drew
impact
McIntyre.
stuff.
I don't know.
Well, there's the TNA run where he's friends with Loki, right?
Yeah,
That's kind
the
of cool.
Beatdown Clan.
The
Beatdown Clan, full
Beatdown
stable.
Clan. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
we were talking, Siobhan, we were talking before the show about how I was, the build up to this match. They have the SummerSlam match where Lashley attacks, and this is a theme we'll revisit with the Steiner match to close it off, but Lashley attaches Gage, Goldberg's son, who was shocking for me to see because I remembered him as like a small child from the Brock match he was around in the ring. But here he's like a teenage boy, and he gets in, he jumps on Lashley, and then Lashley puts him in the submission move, and the crowd goes nuts. They're so excited to see him beat up
It's a
Goldberg's
full
son.
Nelson, right? It's just a full Nelson?
Yeah. It's the hurt lock, right?
Oh.
Looks so fucking lame for
The hurt
a guy
lock.
I think that's what they called it.
Sure. I mean, they know
But
about
the
that in
crowd
Saudi
just goes
Arabia.
wild for this teenager getting this,
They love...
And then they sell it. They sell it as the...
Gage Goldberg, for the record, is going to be playing for the Colorado fucking Buffaloes this year.
He's good.
As a freshman, yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's fucking prime time, huh?
Yeah,
What's
Dion's team, his old buddy.
What's his position?
Well, Goldberg's going to be at the prime. Oh, that's fun.
What position is Gage Goldberg playing for the Buffalo Colorados, as you said?
Linebacker.
Ah. Inside, outside. Okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah, he was at Bama, and then transferred after Saban announced retirement.
He's pretty jacked.
Excuse me, what are the Colorado Buffaloes? I'm sorry.
That's the University of Colorado. That's fucking
okay.
Deion Sanders' team.
Oh, sure. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Where it's like, it's the nepotism.
Oh, I know this logo. Okay, I played them in NCAA 2004, probably.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all I know about college football is NCAA 2004. I
The
played
Deion
as
Sanders show was
Virginia
like
Tech.
the only college football I watched.
Yeah.
College football, I can't do it, man.
Yeah, no, me neither. All these, they're children. What am I? I don't know.
They're ass, man. They're just bad at the sport.
Yeah. What are they doing?
Also, like, the vibes are weird. I don't know. I like basketball. But like college football's weird to me. It's not.
The infrastructure for college basketball is set up for you to be a viewer of it, but football, I find it, incomprehensible.
It
Also,
does just feel like genuinely kind of like death cultish. I don't know.
Yeah, that
for
too.
me, my fucking team would be Penn State because that's where when A and B. That's like, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking. I didn't want to fucking be root for fucking Penn State even before the Sandusky shit. Right?
Yeah, they're cool, right? Yeah, I was gonna say that's like they've got
they've got their hands clean.
Yeah. Speaking of having your hands clean, let's go to fucking beautiful Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. All right, so I feel like everybody criticized Goldberg's promos around this time, and people were like, "Oh, he's like, he can't cut it in today's scripted world." But he was like, it felt unscripted, and that was like the whole thing. Is he felt like he was a clunky maniac who was just saying whatever came to his mind.
Yeah, my favorite line in the build-up was when Goldberg says to Lashley that he says, "I'll leave your lifeless body gasping for air," which is impossible.
Keep gasping. You're dead. You're still gasping. I pumped more air into your dead corpse.
He says, "I'm going to kill you so hard you breathe."
The mechanics of it don't really work. No.
Goldberg's not a doctor.
I love the "you're next" and "you're dead." That's a good line. You're dead.
What a fucking weirdo. I
mean, it's just the quintessential like WWE. Like they bill it as this like personal, TM blood feud, and then you get into the match and it's like collar and elbow.
Yeah. We got to go to fucking Saudi Arabia to settle this one. And we're gonna have the false count anywhere in the building. Fuck it, man.
Which they barely say during the match. They don't really mention that it's false count anywhere. Like often,
they don't mention that it's false count anywhere, which is weird. I was gonna say Corey Graves mentions that they sent them on 2 different planes across different oceans.
Across different oceans? They flew around the world in different directions.
Yes, so they
hang on. Let me get my globe
before the match.
Let me get my fucking atlas out.
Yeah, that has like a Monsters Ball vibe to it to an extent. So I fuck with that. Yeah, like
that's funny. That's very funny. I respect that. If he said that, that's the one good thing Corey Graves has ever said. I really hate him. I got to say, Corey.
I know he's terrible.
And it's Byron is the third guy. I mean, I
can't. I don't know if it's Byron or Tom Phillips. It's weird.
I thought it was Tom Phillips, but I saw a shiny bald head.
I did see Byron. Byron gets out of the way for like Goldberg or Lashley going for something. But okay,
you think he was just
Byron.
sitting there? He was just hanging out.
It's weird. Maybe they had 2 announced teams because it's a cope. Like they had the SmackDown announced.
Sure. They got Taz and Cole. They got Joey Styles and whoever the fuck else. Rob Bartlett's
the Tom
there.
Phillips there's like a Tom Phillips sexting thing, right?
Yeah, Tom Phillips was showing his dick on a plane or something, right? Or is that?
And he soy faced at somebody texting him a picture of boobs or something.
Yeah,
he was like he was like I'm gonna skull fuck you or something.
Oh yeah, Tom Phillips said he was gonna skull fuck a girl. That's
Tom Phillips isn't that bad. He's just a weirdo. He's just like
no. But there's the picture.
Yeah, where he sends a selfie of himself
in my
smiling.
Seat, and
he's on a plane,
erection,
right? Yeah,
and a 4-hour flight ahead, and it's him just like doing like a googly eye soy face. It's really cool.
That's a proto Vince.
I mean that's why he got the job.
But yeah, Justin Roberts. That's an issue.
Justin Roberts he
actually texted like minors or whatever the fuck.
Oh sure, okay. Oh, thanks, Paul. That's great. There he is. There's Tom Phillips.
The picture's killing me, man. That shit's really funny.
Yeah, he's about to jack off on a plane. That guy right there.
That's like a fucking. That's like a 9/11 hijacker photo.
Let's do this, he said. Is that what they said on the
with a massive erection, dude?
Let's do.
So this. I guess he was cheating. That was why this broke.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason this is offensive.
Yeah, that's not. It's wrestling,
say?
Man. It's not that big.
Apparently, nobody is faithful anymore.
Googling Flight 93. What quote? Flight 93 quote. What did they say? Let's do this.
Let's roll.
Let's roll. He said.
There's that Neil Young
song,
which is not. That's just that's the worst. Which is the worst Neil Young song, unfortunately. But.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about the Neil Young song. That sounds.
There's a 9/11 song that is the craziest song I've ever fucking heard. I might as well fucking post it if I can. Make my fucking laptop work.
That's okay. You just tell us about it. Sing us the words. You know it.
I'm just talking what went down in Building 7 or Hey, the Eagle Cried.
Oh yeah, what's the one there's the one 9/11 song that you have referenced in the show before. That's like a meme song from YouTube, right? Siobhan?
Oh yeah, Martin Oakes.
Martin Oakes, of course. Classic. Shouts out Martin Oakes.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna get to the chorus on this one. Can you hear the Ritz Crackers ad?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great.
They're eating the Flight 93. They're eating the crackers.
Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. Evil men by hatred wreaked havoc on the living. Ignorance, fed by the devil's preaching, turned the hearts of a few to a ruthless band bent.
This is a 5-minute song.
How do we
so
get
I
here
have
from
to,
Tom Phillips?
You got like a Jackson Brown, like Eagles type backing track. Like,
For the Bank of Boston, this young
Let's
clerk
fucking go.
named Jimmy Johnson.
it's like Charlie Rich or something.
His mother taught him to save for the Tecate Boys.
I don't think I've ever had my hand in my palms while recording this show before.
Here we go fly, Daddy.
Oh.
Go see Mickey Mouse. Daddy, we go fly, Daddy. We go to Disneyland.
Can you drop this in the chat? I
Yeah.
gotta see what this man looks like.
Oh, it's the album cover, and it's one of the most demented album covers you'll ever see in your fucking life.
Oh. That might be my favorite thing that's ever happened on this fucking show.
If I could get this fucking word.
Gorgeous.
Oh, God.
He's going to see Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just
that's where the
gonna go-
terrorists were headed. They were going to turn the plane around and go there. But then they didn't have enough fuel, so they flew it to the Pentagon.
The song's
I-
actually pro 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of 9/11, Saudi Arabia.
Hey, let's talk about how there's 3 camels next to the stage, right?
Yeah.
We got 3 fucking camels there, which kind of reminds me of Dusty saying they had 9 goats out back, baby. And,
Goats out back.
they got 9 goats out back, baby. At Uncensored, is it Uncensored 96?
Uncensored 96, yeah.
Yeah. God, the Saudi crowds are so sick. Now, did you notice there's no women in the crowd? What's the deal with that? Just kidding. Just a little joke. I know what the deal is with that. There's lots of fat little overfed boys staring at the Tron, hoping to be on screen for half a second in their John Cena shirts. Which
we were talking about was like a market improvement from when we did the Taker Goldberg.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like only like aristocrats.
Yeah,
like,
they were.
exclusively.
Yeah. At least now they have gimmick shirts. Like they were like maybe they were handed. Oh, these kids have Bailey shirts, but Bailey's not in the show. How do they even know who Bailey is? I don't know. The version the version of Raw they show in this country doesn't have the women. You remember the first time they had the women on the Saudi shows and they had to wear T-shirts?
Like full body suits.
Well, they
And
still
now-
wear
yeah.
full body suits, but the first time it was full body suits with like loose fitting T-shirts. I'm serious. Like now it's like Liv Morgan is in like a tights. Like she looks hot.
Yeah, Liv Morgan is looking like a lobster, but like a sexy lobster.
Yeah,
It's
and
weird.
and of course Becky Lynch looks like a waiter. Shouts out to Rovert who said she looked like a waiter. Because she
shouts out to Liv Morgan, who is also one of the only things in WWE. Even I don't like. Do I need to watch? No, she's Liv Morgan. She rocks.
Oh yeah, she's cool. She's cool. I mean, she can't
Her
work.
bucket hats and her fucking.
She's not a good wrestler, but I've never seen her in a good match. But
she's a Jersey girl, right?
yeah, she's a trashy wop. Yeah. I assume, yeah, she's like I don't know what, I mean, I've talked about it before, but I don't even remember the name now. Brianna Ruggiero was renamed Brinley Reese or whatever, and
sounds right.
Like, what if they renamed Deanna Parazzo to like, I don't
God.
know, some Tumblr fucking chalkboard name. Anyways, I did this in the last episode. What we didn't do in the last episode was talk about 9/11 for that long. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Siobhan. I don't know if I'll ever recover from that one.
Two twin towers going at each other in a battle for
Absolutely.
the future of just terrorizing each other.
Scientists are racing for the good of all
Yes.
mankind.
This is the race for the prize for sure. Yoshimi is battling a pink robot. So how many actual WWE fans are there in Riyadh?
I DM'd you. I just did a group DM for the fucking.
There we go.
The Daddy We Go Fly.
Daddy
song.
We Go Fly. Thank you.
Huge.
All right. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I mean, Do I not use a Steve Albini song? Do I break from the plan? Do I just use this? And then when people listen to this podcast and they hear that before they hear this conversation,
views.
How did you find it?
I heard it on a podcast.
Oh God, how many fucking views did that podcast have? Like, how many listens? What podcast?
Okay.
This is for the kids.
Jesus Christ! All right, fuck. I've never gotten over how weird all this fucking Saudi Arabia shit feels.
Oh no, it's very straight.
I never will get over it. Like Walter wrestling Randy Orton in front of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It happened Saturday. Like it was like in the more indie guys.
I'm looking at that card right now. Nia Jax is back.
Oh yeah, she sucks. She still sucks. I mean, I don't know. Some
terrible.
people liked her, but I never. If you can't run the ropes, then get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. You got to learn to run the ropes. But most of the women in WWE now don't know how.
And she ain't Volkan.
Well, Volkan
He's definitely not Volkan.
He doesn't have
Volkan could learn how to run the ropes if he was asked, though.
Yeah, you're not even. I think you'd get points taken away from you in rings if you hit the ropes. Pretty sure that's one of the rules. I'm not an expert. All right, so Michael Cole says, I'm a father. Corey, you're a father as well. I don't know. The fuck? Yeah, it's fucking this. The third guy is Byron. I did say, all right, yeah. I caught a glimpse of his shiny dome on the camera, so I did write it down. Lashley begins this, wrapping a chain around his fist and cowering in the corner. He finds an opening and goes to town with the chain. Goldberg gets sent into the post shoulder first, like in the ring. He thrown in, and immediately hard way blood on the top of his head. This happens every match.
Yeah,
really fast.
He just cannot resist getting his little taut, stretched, bald head cut open on. It could be a ring post, or it could be one of these LED boards that they have.
It's like a condom that's wrapped too tight.
Yeah. It keeps. Yeah, he's. It's popping. It's not. That's no protection at all.
No.
And then let's see. He grabs a table. Yeah, all right. I don't know what happens in this match. It doesn't really matter. We covered the most of it, which is that it's in Saudi Arabia and it's fucking weird.
Lashley's arm's bleeding at one point.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the match is when Goldberg's beating him down on the outside, and he just yells really loud. He goes, "You touch my son, you're dead."
He kept saying, "My son, my son."
Like he's just talking to him. It's just
that's the style now. That's what they do. It's the Roman Reigns style. Let's see. There's Bobby sets him up with like a Pillman leg thing with the chair, and it's really weak. I don't know. I don't like Bobby Lashley. I think he sucks.
Yeah, he sucks in this match.
I like
when he speared him in the leg. I thought that looked cool.
That is cool. That is good.
It was like a chop block, basically.
Yeah. That is nice. Bobby goes for a spear in another section, and Goldberg just kind of falls out of the way, and Lashley smashes through a table that was set up in the corner. Goldberg hits a spear after this, looks for the jackhammer, hits it, and then Cole yells, which is one of his signature lines, "for the win," which is the worst. And he yells it in every main event match, and it just makes every match shittier, but he doesn't finish the line because Goldberg doesn't go for the pin. He sends Bobby to the floor and then hits the spear through the barricade. Oh, what? He did it again? What?
That's right.
Which apparently he did or at least attempted in every WWE match he ever fucking had.
Seems like it.
Cole says he's like a snorting bull, and I was trying to think of like a cocaine joke of some kind, but I couldn't figure it out. I don't know, I was kind of distracted when I watched this one. He grabs the stairs. Goldberg takes the top part of the stairs off.
Okay, the stairs.
This is when he attempts murder.
It's the funniest thing. I was I rewound this and was dying. Just the Kevin Dunn shit here.
Yeah. Because
what happens is he picks up the stairs, and he's about to throw the stairs onto Lashley. It's like a real attempted murder spot.
Yeah, this is how they killed Khashoggi.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about 9/11. But then, so Lashley, he moves out of the way, but the camera doesn't catch Lashley's lower body at all. and they don't catch him moving out of the way. So it looks like he just picks up the stairs and throws them on top of the other set of stairs.
Yeah, just having fun.
And Lashley's
crashing
like
shit
nowhere
around.
near the shot.
Also, like,
He's just picking them up and throwing them on the ground like a toddler throwing a fit.
Yeah.
Like,
also, how like weirdly grimy the bottom stairs look.
yeah.
I didn't notice that. That's funny.
Yeah, that was like very like.
It's the grease off of Bobby's head.
Yeah, we brought the gross stairs. We really, we can't bring it all of our best to Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Costs.
He croons
Really
They Swoon, dynamically done by Tom Tomoser.
Yeah.
The consummate gentleman Tomoser shines on stage at local bars and lounges. He's a karaoke star. I just saw the second message. Sorry. What are you sending me? That's the guy who sang the 9/11 song?
Yeah.
Daddy,
we go fly.
Daddy, we go fly. Shouts out to... how do you pronounce that? Tomoser?
I'm going with
Tomoser.
Tomoser. I think Tomoser sounds right.
What if his name was Tomoser, and his first name is short for Tomoser, and his name is Tomoser?
He's got a
Tomoser?
book that's for sale, but no music.
I got a book
is
coming
called
out.
"With God, All Things Are Possible."
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
That's the name of the book I was gonna come out. Fuck.
I found his LinkedIn.
This is fucking Tim and Eric shit.
Yeah.
No way
That's
like-
insane.
There's no way
Tim
that's
and
real.
Eric.
Yeah.
This is like Steve Brule, check it out level. Like,
For sure. I don't know if the spot where they smashed the head in the stairs like that, people have tried it before. I feel like it's never worked because I feel like if somebody died at one of these shows,
they can't do it.
Yeah, you can't.
You can only like lightly bonk them. You can't like do the.
Well, it's
But yeah, it just killed me, the camera work, where it just looks like he picks them up and throws them down in a rage, and Lashley's just nowhere near.
Yeah, he's just having some fun. And then what? All right, so Lashley goes up the ramp. Goldberg stalks him up the ramp. Shelton X Benjamin, of course, from New Japan, and Cedric Alexander, of course, from CWF Mid Atlantic, come out with kendo sticks. And
I was shocked to see both those guys are still employed at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
They got
Particularly Cedric.
Cedric's still employed.
he still works there. It's fucked
They're
up.
trying to relaunch him with the cruiserweight guy from Hit Row. So yeah,
They're still doing the cruiserweight. I just remember that.
They're
Ibushi
not.
match
What
in
the fuck? Are you sent
tournament.
another one? By special request, Tom Tomoser, Gloria Jean.
Gloria Jean and
Jean.
a baker's dozen more.
He got a book coming out. He's got an album that's. I mean, that is a poorly printed. When was the last time you saw a CD jewel case that looks like that fucking thing? Like,
this is
Don't
like
make 'em
shit
like that
you go
anymore.
to the. This is shit you go to like the Armenian flea shop.
yeah, this is the
for
flea
this.
market. Yeah, it's flea market shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even sell this on the corner. You gotta go like deep into the alleyway to buy some shit like this. All right, so he fucking beats up Cedric. All right, so Cedric gets front kicked and Shelton gets backdropped. I might have it backwards. And then Goldberg grabs one of the kendo sticks and hits Bobby with it a couple times. And I was thinking, like, man, it's really weird to see Goldberg use a kendo stick. And then I channeled that thought to him, and he was like, he breaks it over his knee. I don't need this shit. This is for my son, goddammit. And he throws it to the side. And then he spears Lashley.
Oh, fucking lame, dude. Like, just use the weapon. Like, I want to see Goldberg use a weapon.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
It's weird. I want to see Gold, but it's like he's the human weapon. I don't fucking know.
He's
They should have called him the human weapon. They should have called
But
him.
he tried to use fucking stairs to murder a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the environment. This is a foreign object. The stairs are part of the ring. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I want to
It is a
correct
good
you,
point.
Bucky. We are talking about Goldberg, so we do have to refer to it as international object.
International object. Yeah.
Classic, for, to pay homage to WCW.
Yeah, an international object. And then he spears Lashley off the stage through two tables that are just there perfectly, like.
Yeah.
I really hate that spot, man. It's like a crash mat.
I don't know. It's not a mat. This is not a mat. That's two tables.
I wish they had done it like from the corner. Like I can accept if you put anything in the corner of a ramp, I can fucking accept that it's there.
Yeah, there's guys
these are
working
just
down there. There's like two guys have to work at those tables. Like that's the other thing is you need to have two guys standing there with headsets to sell it. You know?
Yeah.
When I'm sorry, help me, Sean. When
You think about Bart Gunn.
Bart Gunn, yes, of course I'm thinking about Bart Gunn.
When Steve Williams in the Chinese baby mask throws him off the stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mask from Brazil. He throws Bart Gunn off the stage in a February 99 episode of Raw. He throws him off the stage. That table that was there that he went through, somebody could have been standing there. I believe it. I didn't believe this, but it's fun. Because in Saudi Arabia, nobody sits at a table and works. They stand next to 3 camels, apparently. Should have had him throw him through a fucking camel. You imagine that? You imagine, he spears him off the stage, and they fly through a camel, and the camel explodes in, a bloody mess. You can imagine it because you're imagining it now.
Sick.
It would have been
if
good.
they actually killed a camel, Shaggy style.
Yeah, if they killed it, Apocalypse Now or whatever,
Yeah.
That would have been good. Anyways.
Goldberg wouldn't do that.
No, he wouldn't. And,
He wouldn't want to hurt it.
Martin Sheen also said that he didn't realize they were going to really kill that fucking cow, And that he
was too drunk.
That's right. Still in fucking Saigon.
I don't know where the fuck he was.
Still Riyadh. Still in fucking Riyadh.
Yeah, they used Joe Estevez for that scene.
He was totally fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, wow.
Calling back to Tim and Eric.
Yeah, truly.
All right, main event time. Let's get to it.
Event time.
From WCW Fall Brawl. September 17th, 2000. It's Goldberg versus Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
White light, baby.
The greatest.
The
greatest. I think the greatest Goldberg opponent, too.
One of the best matches that I've ever seen.
It's a complete fucking freak show. There's it's an impossible match. I don't know,
dude.
Every element of it is so stupid and great. It's a perfect WCW 2000 match, also because it's
the most broken clock WCW 2000.
Well, usually this stuff doesn't work. Usually, a match with this much bullshit, and WCW 2000 sucked. The best you're gonna get is a Vampiro 6-minute fucking clusterfuck is fun, but it doesn't reach the heights of this or whatever, right?
Right. I think it's because of the Steiner effect of what he's able to do in terms of just pulling off the most unserious bullshit you've ever fucking seen.
He's a walking.
It's just everything about the guy just screams all right, this is fun.
I can't take this seriously. He's not taking it seriously. Whatever. It's great.
Yeah.
We're all on the same level.
Also fucking cool.
It's not like Booker T and Sting are trying to tell a story or whatever. No, Scott Steiner knows this is stupid.
Right. And it's like the match before this is a perfect example of what sucks with this is it's the Mike Awesome versus Jeff Jarrett bunkhouse brawl, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that.
Which I feel which ends in a Sting DDT finish.
Oh yeah, of course. Where does Gary Coleman come into this?
Gary Coleman runs in and gets hit with he gets guitar shotted.
Oh sure.
The Buffalo Bills are involved. Jeff Jarrett's wearing a Tennessee Titans uniform.
Oh God.
It's so
Miracle, man.
And it's seeing Mike Awesome in this role, man, as a shittier version of Test, basically, is how he's being utilized.
Yeah,
his run sucks here.
Goldberg versus Mike Awesome feels like a Starrcade main event. That's a borderline Starrcade main event.
It should be
the right booking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did talk about Mike Awesome versus the ICP, right? On the on the Vampiro episode, the Psycho Circus episode. Yeah, we have not done Mike Awesome his due, honestly, on this podcast.
He's the greatest.
We should rectify that at some point. Yeah, he is the greatest. So in the setup for this, they handcuffed Goldberg to the front of his bus, and
to that 70s bus.
To that 70s bus, and he ripped the grill apart to escape, which is awesome.
It's really cool.
Pre-match promo: Scott talks about his freaks and his peaks. Which his peaks are, of course, his biceps. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the peaks, okay. And the Fall Brawl logo here is like a dead leaf that's also a skull. Did y'all clock this? This is really weird. I thought it was a maple leaf. at
I feel like
first.
autumn of all the seasons doesn't really work for like, violent imagery,
I mean, if you're going outright Halloween, yeah, but just like the
fall,
autumnal,
you
probably like September doesn't feel
like
like
you're running around in leaves, Doesn't
yeah,
really work.
nothing
It's
haunted about
moderately
November.
less hot.
Yeah.
It's not that cold yet. It's pretty nice.
This is
Yeah.
scary. It's 64 degrees out. Fucking freaky, man.
Yeah.
Got to go back to school. That's
I like
somehow-
That is scary. You're right.
Back to
That's
school.
scary.
That is scary. Yeah.
Back to
I
school
like-
feels like a lost ECW pay-per-view show. Man.
That is, yeah.
For sure.
There has to have been a pay-per-view called Back to School. Some promotion.
This ain't Seinfeld.
Yeah. I
let's-
liked after Steiner's promo commentary, I think it's Hudson and Madden. One of them says, "Is he taking his medication?"
Oh,
and the
yeah.
other says, "I'm sure he has."
Yeah, I
Which
have that
feels like
written
a
down.
steroid rib,
Yeah.
but,
Hudson says he's had his medication. Yeah, Tony says, "I'm sure he has."
I'm
Which
sure
is
he has.
straight up
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Which is
he's
great.
on the juice. That's right.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm glad you clocked that. Madden says that Steiner's way out there like Pluto, and I just want to say I think it sucks that Pluto is not a planet anymore. I've talked about this in the podcast
Yeah.
before. It's come up. It's fucking
The
bullshit.
Steiner promo is so good too.
Yeah.
Just I'm a loaded Sex Pistol ready to explode.
Yeah,
Like,
loaded
saying
Sex
that
Pistol.
before you're about to go fight Goldberg is
I'm gonna fuck him.
it's powerful. He's like, I'm gonna come.
Here's
on
the deal, Mean Gene. I'm gonna fuck him. What if he said that? All right, Scott mentions if you ever saw Goldberg play in the NFL, you'd know that nobody can beat him, which is, I think, precisely where you would have seen him and thought he's probably pretty easily beaten, actually.
Yeah, at football in particular.
Yeah, like would you think
But he's
that-
a genetic freak and he's not normal.
Yeah,
so.
oh, yeah. There's two signs in the crowd that are like crudely drawn art of Goldberg. Not that I'm one to talk,
God.
because I've drawn a bunch of
Yeah.
freaky pictures of wrestlers, but
Yours have
There's
charm.
that-
Yours have
I
charm.
like. There's that little
I
orange-
nearly lost my Bull Nakano photo. Drawing, and I was fucking pissed. And I was like,
oh yeah, I
fucking
sent
mixed like
I
that,
sent
yeah.
my beautiful picture, the beautiful drawing I did of Bull Nakano to Siobhan for her birthday. And
Aw.
I was very proud. I was like, oh, I was gonna draw her something specific, but I didn't have time, so I just sent her the best thing that I'd ever drawn in my life.
Aw.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I truly do.
The Eddie Kingston
You know-
with the gas can was on the wall, so yeah, I couldn't take that down. But also, it's not as good of a likeness, so you got the good one.
Yeah.
Let's see the stupid mask that Scott is wearing on his face.
His Embiid mask, yeah.
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, which is it's a good kind of heel move, right? Like he's doing the I can't fuck up my face thing because
Right.
Goldberg
It doesn't
I
really
guess he
play
hit him
into
with
the
a lead
match.
pipe. Was the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
It
Oh,
does
is that
just
with the
make
lead
it look
pipe?
like
The-
stupid.
The fucking promo video with Goldberg jackhammering Medeja for the table, and the Steiners trying to rape and murder Goldberg's girlfriend. And
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna show
this
him
is like
a
a
real
dark
man.
period for that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's peak Russo. He loved rape. This is his whole fucking thing.
yeah.
It's kind of his whole deal.
He was like, "This is gonna pay off. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
It's gonna
Bro,
be big.
We
I'm
do
telling you,
it,
it's gonna
bro.
save the
We
company,
do a
bro.
full sexual assault on Monday. On Thursday, we're beating them. I'll tell you what. Yeah, there's really this is the most insane Russo shit. I mean, obviously he comes in later in the match.
Yeah,
We'll
I mean,
talk about it, but-
I didn't have the energy to look into the whole build, honestly, but just there was a whole off script thing with him and Goldberg, right? Where it's Russo on TV was mad at Goldberg for shooting.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the famous
right,
it's
of course.
Goldberg, quote unquote, goes off script
Uh-huh.
at New Blood Rising, which was in, I think, July.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
Nash says,
Maybe-
I'm going
it was
over.
August. It was August because July was still fucking.
Can't
Sure.
believe they did that shit, man. It's just so fucking
And
bad.
Yeah, they go off script. And Nash says in the promo beforehand, he says, I'm going over. I don't care. I'm going over. It's a fucking joke. It's dumb as shit.
Yeah, it's it's like, who does this appeal to? And the answer was, it didn't fucking appeal to anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Nash thought it was funny.
That New Blood Rising card is something else.
I mean, look, I like Jindrak and O'Hare. I thought they could have been the future.
O'Hare.
We are extremely pro. I'm going to say 5 of the 7 newborn for next.
Yeah,
of the
Mike Sanders, my dude. Is he one of your 5?
I was gonna say Jindrak, O'Hare, Palumbo, Reno.
Reno counts. Is Reno the one who burst his testicles? Or is that Johnny the Bull?
No, that was Johnny, and then Stamboli. Those 5.
Okay.
And then Mike Sanders, I don't know what to do with.
I thought there was something there.
He's just such a he's like the runt of the natural born thrillers. He's not a big.
Yeah.
Sean Stasiak is an issue. He doesn't have it.
Yeah, no, meat was not the
he
meat.
Is love of tape recording his fucking coworkers.
Yeah.
Man, this show had Sting versus the Kiss Demon, huh?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
They had a Kiss Demon gimmick in 2000.
Oh yeah, that's the peak of Kiss, right? I think. Detroit Rock City did come out in '99, for what it's worth. As stupid as that is.
Comic era city.
My dream team. I don't know if you've heard this one, Paula, because they are both minor league catchers, Simon Diamond and the Kiss Demon, as the catchers.
Yeah, those are.
Catcher.
Yeah, it's them versus the Steiners.
Simon Diamond.
Yeah,
that's powerful.
yeah. All right, so we get another.
Steinerberg.
Go ahead.
So Steiner's threatening to rape Goldberg's wife.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's back to this. Okay.
Puts her in the Steiner recliner.
Yeah.
And it's just really funny, like people like referring seriously to that move, like she's got him in the recliner. You know,
any move where like it's like the guy's name and a word that rhymes with it. Like,
yeah.
How am I supposed to take? I hated the Steiner recliner. I got it written down later in the fucking notes for deeper in this match. But when he started doing that, I was like, well, this is like the shittiest move. That's like a rest hold, and you know, I'm 11 or whatever, and I'm like, I know what a rest hold is because I'm on the internet, and I'm like, this is the shit that Iron Sheik does so that Hogan can break out of it. Like this move cannot finish a match. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Just because Arnold douchebag skull and fucking threw the towel in, like that was a screw job anyways, right?
Yeah, they went. It was the weird de facto heel finisher for submission finisher for a while. I mean, to like I think Rusev was the last guy who really had it, but even then, like
I hated that
they'd
too.
Given it to Big Show.
It's 15 years later, but goddamn, the Rusev.
Like the camel clutch is only cool for like when you get like a lucha reversal out of it or something, like some fucking like Gato clutch shit, right?
Well, to be fair, that is why Goldberg is the ultimate guy to do it on, because he will just stand up with you on his shoulders, as he does here. All right, so they start with the harsh collar and elbow to start, and I tell you what, Bill could fucking lock up like a motherfucker. That guy has such a good, just harsh collar and elbow, and. Let's see. Goldberg hits him with a flying shoulder block. Looks great. Gorilla press dropped into a Davey Boy power slam. So sick.
Looks sick.
And
looks great with a guy that big.
Yeah. Well, Madden says that Steiner was lifted like he was Gary Coleman, and I hadn't watched the previous segment, so I was like, why did he bring Gary Coleman?
Why is he talking
up?
about Gary Coleman?
Why specifically?
All right.
Pivotal figure in the Mike Awesome versus Jeff Jarrett match.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. It kind of did look like he was Gary Coleman, I guess, dude. Fuck it. Tony, this is where Tony reminds us that Goldberg's still like 3 years into the business. And I was just like, man, fuck. What if like Goldberg versus Danielson or whatever, Goldberg versus Styles, like the same guys that Lesnar had great matches with around that period. Madden says these guys are so juiced up on adrenaline, and I'm thinking, hey man, that's not the only thing they're juiced up on.
Yeah, they're juiced up on something.
Fucking top 10 juiced up coaches and the top 10 juiced up players. Steiner has great punches. You know, when he whips Goldberg into the corner, Goldberg puts up a boot. Scott runs full speed into it and bumps almost out of the ring.
Looks amazing.
Like, just Scott's fully committed. And
Scott's so good in this match, man. Like doing chicken shit stuff while also being huge is like hard to pull off.
And
It's
bumping
what
like
Triple
Buddy
H was
Rose or
trying to do
something.
his whole career.
He bumps like a classic fucking heel, and I was just like, was he doing this all year, or did he just break this out for Goldberg? Like,
Yeah.
Because if he did this, I know the answer to that. Of course, Scott Steiner wasn't giving this much effort in 2000 for every other match, because like I would have fucking noticed. But this match is a miracle. Goldberg hits a double underhook suplex. Then Scott comes back, hits a fucking diamond cutter, which is really bizarre. Hudson even calls it a version of the old diamond cutter.
Variation
The
of
old diamond cutter.
What the fuck are they doing? Scotty hits that fucking belly to belly where
Looks great.
you grab them, you hug them, you turn 180 degrees with them, and then you execute the suplex. It's fucking great.
Yes,
So good.
the overhead, but still with the twist. So it's like
Yeah.
just like just a completely nasty suplex.
And then he gets Goldberg up for what looks like he's going to do a tombstone. They do the flip back gimmick though, where Goldberg lands on his feet. Scott flips backwards. Goldberg power slams the fuck out of him.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy with guys this size too, and they're doing stuff smooth. I mean, not smooth. It's not smooth, but it looks like there's effort being exerted, but also it's just the struggle is earned, but not. Like,
Yeah, they're working.
Yeah. Scott grabs.
It doesn't look like they're dying doing it. They know what they're doing, things they know how to do, and it's just that these are like crazy things that like it combined 600 pounds or whatever like shouldn't be doing. It should be like Tiger Mask and Dynamite Kid.
Sure,
Yeah,
it's not choreographed. It's not clean, but it is on the money.
It's better than fucking like Roman versus Taker WrestleMania.
Oh my
type
god,
shit.
that was the one I was thinking of too when they did that. I was just like, man.
The pile driver.
The worst.
That was depressing.
The saddest fucking moment in
It
Taker's
was so
fucking career.
bleak.
Yeah, I think about it all the time, dude. I think about that fucking one moment all the time. Let's see. Scotty grabs Goldberg by the trunks and exposes Goldberg's ass.
Yeah, he shows ass there.
He does show
I
ass.
have that down. He also, there's also a moment during Goldberg's entrance where he's like adjusting his tights and it's like really close to just exposing his dick. It seems like.
Okay, I noticed that too. Okay, I'm glad.
Like he's
all
just
right.
kind of rooting around. So there's a lot of Goldberg, like hog and hall potential in this.
He
match,
wants to
be in the
show
crowd at the right
Buffalo.
place.
Yeah. There is an audible lady scream when his ass is hanging out, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
And then Scotty flies off the top rope, crossbody sort of, diagonal body, not a crossbody. But he gets caught in midair, and Goldberg hits another insanely harsh power slam. Just
Slams him like a sack of shit.
God damn. On the floor, Scotty reverses a whip, sends Goldberg into the stairs. For some reason, the stairs look small. They look really small here. I don't know if anybody noticed that. And then, how is it? Medasia?
It's it's I have no idea how to pronounce it just by looking at it.
Do you know how to spell it?
100%.
How do you spell it?
Midajay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
Is
I
there
said
a Y
Y
and
and an
H?
H, which is ridiculous.
Is there a Y and an H?
No, there's no Y.
Wait, you know what?
Y.
You know what has a Y and an H? Riyadh.
It has an R.
Riyadh.
Yeah, it is kind of like it's more like Jeddah, you know.
Yeah, is this a woman? Is this woman
weirdly
a city in Saudi Arabia?
It is oddly like an Arabic sort of thing, except it's just like she just looks like a white woman, basically.
Oh, I mean, a white woman with the biggest, fakest plastic tits you've ever seen in your life.
Oh yeah,
She's got some cans.
Medasia, the ex-wife of debutant pro wrestler at Bloodsport Bushido, Mike O'Hearn.
Excuse me.
Yeah, from the American Gladiators. He's gonna fucking debut for Josh Barnett's weird Sumo Hall Vanity show. That
cool.
Yeah, that card's
I saw
crazy.
his name. I didn't know who he was. He was. Oh, so he's Medasia's ex-husband.
Yes.
How many ex-husbands this lady got? Look, somebody else look it up.
One.
What are you trying to say
Just
about
one?
Medasia, man?
I don't know. She just looks like I don't know. She looks like a woman who's, I don't know, body
Had a
count
couple
is-
of husbands.
couple
Medasia is
husbands.
apparently her middle name, but where the hell do you get Medasia? That's just like a crazy name.
Last name,
Okay,
maiden
never
name
mind.
McCullum, so Irish presumably.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
she's just white, apparently.
Just a white lady.
Good for her.
nuts.
Not because she's white, but just because
Well, you know, of course. I mean, yeah.
because she's just a person.
We could fill in the blanks there, yeah.
Yeah.
Tony says that he hasn't seen her for a month. And honestly, Tony, for me, it's been years. I forgot she existed. Steiner has a chair. He has a chair shot or two on the floor, throws the chair in the ring. Apparently, this is a no DQ match, which I didn't realize until Mickey J clearly didn't care even a bit about him throwing the chair
and
in
it's
the
going
ring.
to be extremely no DQ, but it works extremely well.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's pertinent to know this at this point that this match cannot have a disqualification.
Right.
He puts Goldberg in the Tree of Woe, hits him in the ribs with the chair, and Goldberg once again now is bleeding from his big bald head. And again, I just can't believe how consistent he is. I don't even know how he cut it open. What was he doing? Was he just scratching his head? Like fucking really?
He was itchy.
Yeah, he was just. I mean, this is an itchy match for sure.
Yeah, he just has like New Jack forehead, but without having gotten all the blading scars. Who could say?
Yeah, I don't know if Goldberg has ever actually
Maybe
played
like a roid thing. Who knows?
Oh, it's probably a roid thing. You're probably right. Exploder
I
from Scott.
caught
Go
the
ahead.
Exploder was sick. Oh, I liked, I think it was Tony who said at one point during this exchange, nobody can pick either of these guys up like they're picking each other up right now.
That's a great tongue-tied line.
Yeah.
It's like, yep.
Front leg back kick. He's doing it. Fans. All right. He's the Exploder. Scott does some push-ups where he does it with the fists, whatever you call that shit.
So fucking funny, man.
Madden here says these are the biggest, strongest guys I've ever seen in sports entertainment. So he's doing
They're
his
using
business.
sports entertainment at that point. Huh?
Yeah, it bummed me out.
WCW.
Yeah. Scotty grabs a full Nelson, and I legitimately thought he was about to hit a dragon suplex. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure, that's next, sure.
Yeah.
And Goldberg fights out, but then gets a belly-to-belly overhead. Scotty gets a belly-to-belly overhead on, like, just basically on Goldberg's head. And then Madeja, God, I have spelled it 4 different ways here.
Yeah.
I do have a Y in this one, but I don't have an I. Madeja, M-A-D-A-J.
There isn't a Y. There isn't a Y. I just fucked up.
It's got a Y here where I wrote it down. M-A-D-A-Y-J-A. But down here it doesn't have a Y. So who's to say? Honestly.
I mean...
I'm not looking it up.
She just had hippie parents or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or she lied about her middle name. Like, has anyone really seen her birth certificate, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this is a woman who was left on a doorstep, clearly, as a baby. She doesn't know what her fucking middle name is. She made it up herself. Goldberg, I'm sorry, that might be offensive. Madeja hands Scotty the pipe, and Goldberg then spears the hell out of him, sets up for the jackhammer, and this is where Vince Russo comes in, and what I have to assume is a gimmicked baseball bat? Because...
Yeah.
So the angle here is that Vince Russo pretended to have brain surgery so that Goldberg would let his guard down.
Oh, did they
And
take
they're
his
like,
brain?
"Oh."
Did they take his brain out of his head and then put it
Took
back
his
in?
brain out and then put it back in. That's exactly right. It only took them one day.
Yeah, I was going to say...
And the commentary's like, oh, he's recovered so fast from brain surgery. But the implication is that he lied to get Goldberg to let his guard down.
Oh my god!
Like,
This is
I
like,
will say, I gotta say...
that means like earlier in the week they were like, by the way, Vince Russo won't be on the show because he's having brain surgery. Like,
fair, and we respect.
and he's like,
that.
they're gonna love it, dude. Nobody's gonna buy that I'm gonna come out,
Bro,
with the baseball bat.
we
They're
would.
never gonna see it coming.
There's no such thing as a gimmick brain surgery, bro. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What are these
I
people
do
aren't
have
stupid?
to say, I think this is one of Vince Russo's best on-screen performances ever.
Oh, I mean, he's
He's
great.
always he's getting the desired outcome.
He swings
He's
that-
being fucking pissed.
That bat. I mean,
That gigantic Slapnut shirt.
yeah, well, yeah,
hilarious.
and the faded jeans that I wouldn't be caught dead wearing, like the shit sucks. But like the he swings whatever that gimmick ball bat is, like he swings it like nobody's ever swung a weapon as hard as he swings this fucking gimmicked baseball bat. He beats the shit out of Goldberg with it, and yeah, he's one of the ugliest men of all time for sure. They chant asshole at him. which he loves so much. And Goldberg gets thrown to the floor. Russo pokes him with the bat. There's a guy right behind Russo with a sign that says "McMahon fears Russo." Like, you gotta wonder what that guy's Facebook profile pic looks like these days, right?
I would also wonder, was that guy a fucking plant? Oh, speaking of crowd,
interesting.
In the crowd, did you see Destroyer?
Excuse me, Dick
Fucking
Beyer?
Our man, yes, he's up on like the second level, but he has like a great shot. You can see he's the one in the fucking Destroyer mess. That is him.
Oh, it's Dick Byers in the Destroyer. I didn't notice him. That's sad. I hope he got comped at least, right?
I hope he had a fucking great time watching this match.
Yeah, he would probably. I don't know. That guy. God, I almost watched the Destroyer. I almost watched Destroyer versus Toyana Bori earlier today. I don't know. I just on a whim, but I had to watch Goldberg matches instead. I was scrolling through old Dick Byers' cage match just this morning. God, that's so funny. What's he doing there? I mean, it's Buffalo, right?
Yeah, he's just having a good time.
Remember when we found his weird niche, like pseudo mini golf?
Yeah, park
thing?
golf.
Park golf. God, the Destroyer. What a guy. What a fucking guy. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Absolutely.
Like, undeniably. Daniel Makabe's favorite wrestler, of course. Shouts out. So Steiner sets up a table on one leg, like, lazily, and gives Goldberg just the shittiest scoop slam to the table on the floor. Just, like, the weakest table spot you could imagine. And then puts him in, gives him the Steiner recliner, which I've got a paragraph here where I talk about how much I hated that move that I already talked about earlier on, so I'm not going to do it again. But this one, Steiner's like lazily grabbing him, choking him around the neck, and then Goldberg gets him up, just like in the Sid match, where Sid did the Sid recliner. Gets him up in an electric chair, but instead of falling back like he did to Sid, he walks him over to the ropes, and I think he's going to try to launch him off and crotch him on the top. I'm pretty sure is what he's going for. But he misses horribly. And he throws him kind of like, I think like Roderick Strong does this into a backbreaker or something.
Yeah.
You know?
He just kind of like maneuvers his way
to
get Steiner.
He heaves it.
It honestly looks like weirdly dangerous.
I
feel like that's really hard on the neck.
Well, yeah, Scotty racks one leg over the top and takes just the harshest back bump you could imagine, like at the edge of the ring too. And you can tell Scott's pissed when he gets up because he immediately gets up, no sells it, and bum rushes Goldberg with a forearm to the head, like a Vader-esque shot to the head. And then he sets Goldberg up on the top.
Man, that's a match I'd like to see with Goldberg.
Goldberg Vader, fuck me.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. And Vader's kicking ass in Noah at this point, right? Like.
Yeah, Jesus, Noah Vader, God.
Could have been awesome.
Vader's dead, right? Vader died
a few years ago. Yeah,
okay.
Like 2018. Dead. Great guy. Super stinky.
Nice man.
Yeah, he has problems, but we like him. He sets Goldberg up on the top, goes for a superplex, the hard way blood running down Goldberg's head again. He headbutts Scott to the mat, and then from the floor, how do we say this? Madeja has a Singapore cane, and she's hitting him with the cane, Goldberg, from the floor. And then Russo is also there, like just a bad penny, and he is just fucking with the baseball bat, the gimmicked baseball bat, beating him up from the floor, and they isolate Goldberg on the top so Scott can get back up and hit the most uncooperative super belly to belly you've ever seen in your fucking life. Goldberg lands
absolutely insane
on his fucking head.
It's brutal.
Looks
amazing.
One of the sickest, like there's like bad superplex spots gone wrong or whatever. This looks like one of the most dangerous things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like
a man that large with like, I don't know, such like,
horrible angle.
He just doesn't seem like the guy who's like built to take a bump. Like it just seems like he'd rip.
Yeah. He doesn't have the flexibility to just brush this off like AR Fox could or whatever.
Oh.
Morishima taking the super backdrop from from Danielson, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's like
The
that
best.
kind of thing, right? I
Yeah.
think that's the first thing that comes to mind as far as top rope superplexes that are sick and fucked up. So he lands horribly, and Scott goes for the pin, and I swear Mickey J has to reach under Goldberg's shoulder to lift his head up. Did either of you notice this?
This is weird.
He gimmicks
Yeah.
the 2 count because Goldberg's unconscious.
It's weird.
I mean, you can't blow the finish.
Yeah, and Russo's doing the count along thing, and he's jawing at the ref.
Yeah. Well, Tony says that the face of Russo says it all. And boy, I'll tell you, that's the truth. The face
That's
on
right.
Russo speaks volumes. I never seen a face that said so much. The recliner gets countered. He dumps Scott to the floor. Goldberg hits his sick as hell spinning neck breaker, which is a great move. And surprised we only saw it once in these matches, but it's an awesome move. Russo then gets back in. Goldberg cuts him off, throttles him, and then Scott has the lead pipe, hits him really hard in the ribs. I guess this lead pipe also has to be gimmicked because the way they hit Goldberg takes these shots. I mean,
So, the lead pipe in wrestling is a very funny thing because this is just a gigantic pipe. But usually a lead pipe is like a foot long, or something like that, and it's
yeah.
that's
Also,
the WWE style. This is
we use copper,
3
PVC.
feet long.
Yeah.
It's
Lead
so
pipe
fun.
just makes me think of Clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely
It's the only context in which I ever hear about a lead pipe.
yeah.
This is
Russo
like
is Colonel
Two
Mustard.
by four.
Yeah.
this is some shit where it's like they were pulling a catalytic converter off a car.
Yeah,
Right.
he's hitting him with a
It's
muffler for
weird.
sure. Yeah, that's funny.
Which is something that I could see Steiner doing, in
Oh,
real
sure.
life, just casually.
Selling it for the whatever the stuff is inside the catalytic converter, whatever the thing is that they steal it for. I don't know. I haven't
Yeah.
seen Primer in a long time.
We got precious metals.
Precious metals, yeah. Bro, listen. I know a guy who will give you $20 for it. So these got to be gimmicked pipes and bats or whatever, but they beat the fuck out of Goldberg with it.
They really do.
And he hits him in the ribs with it, and then right in the center of the head. And even if it's a gimmicked weapon, I don't know what this weapon is, what this lead pipe, quote unquote, is made of, but he hits him so hard in the head with it. I just can't imagine, even if it was like a pool noodle, it's fucking crazy the way the shot. It looks great, whatever it is. And then Scotty gets the recliner back on. The ref calls a stoppage. Goldberg's out cold. Scott Steiner wins. This incredible fucking match, one of my favorite matches of all time. Poses.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
It's so great. And I'm so glad we found a reason to do it. Scott poses. Vince Russo gets back in the ring, rips his shirt off, revealing one of the worst fucking torsos that we've ever talked about in this show.
Great.
Yeah.
He puts one foot on Goldberg and does a Hogan pose. He flexes, or a Jericho or whatever, Lex Luger, a bodybuilder pose, whatever. Not that Jericho's a bodybuilder, but Jericho used to do the 1 foot and the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
right?
the cocky pin.
Yeah. Which was what it was called in No Mercy, I'm pretty sure. It was his ground finisher. Just wiggle the stick and I'll do it. You played No Mercy, you know what I'm talking about.
That's classic.
So then, Russo just looks like a fucking asshole. He gets out of the ring. Doug Dillinger's there, and he gives him the suck it pose. He gives Doug Dillinger the suck it pose, and then he taunts the Buffalo Bills. So the old friend was Destroyer. Is that's who you were talking about, Siobhan?
Yeah.
That's our old friend. God damn. I didn't clock it. That's so funny. Anyways, this is an absurd fucking segment. The whole
This is
thing.
one of the most Jurassic matches of all time. This is freak show upon freak show.
Yeah.
It really freaks, peaks. It's got it all.
It's the freaks and the peak. Yeah, the Bills hop the rail and help Goldberg out or whatever. I don't know. It's this didn't lead anywhere, right? What led to Goldberg ending Bret Hart's career eventually, right? But it's neither.
Oh, Bret's already done.
Neither.
I think
here nor
Bret-
there.
I think his first match with Bret was the night after the Sid match.
Wait, that's 99?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Bret's
99.
done. Oh yeah, Bret's already done.
Bret
Oh, that's right.
retires in early 2000.
Oh man.
Yeah.
God, what did
If we ever do another Goldberg show, I want to watch the Brett retirement match.
I would love to. I mean, that sounds like a Twitch stream, though. That sounds like something we need to do live. What? So, all right. So, in my head, Goldberg wrestled Brett at Starrcade 2000. Who did he wrestle at Starrcade 2000? If it was,
I want to say at that point he's ensconced with the Totally Buff feud, but don't quote me on that.
Oh,
yeah, he wrestled Lex Luger, which sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, and this was posted by the legendary Goldberg. Sorry.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about the legendary Goldberg.
Siobhan, did I send you this? This Paul found this cool account.
So there's this guy who posts all these Goldberg matches, and also it's his videos are old Goldberg matches. He reposts all of Goldberg's like social media's posts. But also is posting about like his cancer diagnosis that he just got.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I checked, he posted like a week ago, so he's okay. But there's this one video that is just a picture. It's just like a Goldberg fan cam with his music playing on like vertical in the center, and then on both sides it's like two pictures of like him on IVs in the hospital.
Yeah. I'm sending it to you. I'm sending you just a screenshot now, Siobhan, of his. I'm going to put it in the same chat that we've established.
And he's posting, like, anniversary of Goldberg, like, 25 years ago was the Scott Hall match.
His cover photo is, like, all of his Goldberg action figures lined up.
But he'll also just post these videos of, like, his garden.
Yeah, this one's called Fire, and it's just the thumbnail's just a fire. It's just a picture of a fire.
Yeah. He's fucking cool, man.
This is that's a classic internet guy. I love to see
it. Really is, and he's been posting for like years and years.
Yeah, he's got 157,000 subscribers. It's at the legendary Goldberg 1996. The description for the channel is, "Hi, I'm Scott. I'm glad you like the Goldberg videos I upload to the legend."
Yeah, he's just dedicated to the content.
He uploads to the legend.
To Goldberg.
So, shouts out to the legendary Goldberg, 1996. Paul, shouts out to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I know it's gotten late.
Thank you guys for making it work. It was really great.
We fucking did it.
It was a great episode. I was very happy.
I could not be happier. Find us on X app, Twitter, X app, at Touching Blood. On Instagram, Wrestling is Gross. On Blue Sky, where there's DMs and videos now, presumably. I have not logged in, but it could be
There's
good.
DMs now. I tried to upload a photo of my man, John Hawking, but it wouldn't fucking work, so I was like, oh, fuck Blue Sky.
Yeah, we're on there, Wrestling is Gross, B Sky, or whatever the hell it is. We're on, leave us a review on Spotify, I say, hey, Spotify. On Apple Podcasts. Follow us on TikTok at Touching Blood. I haven't posted anything there, except for I do fan cams of CM Punk occasionally. What else is there? Oh, send us an email. wrestlingisgross@gmail.com. My favorite is when they send us emails, like that one guy who sent us the email that said, John Hawking. And I'm going to remember his name one of these days, but he's a friend of the show.
My man, John Hawking, yeah.
He's a friend of the show. And thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Bucky. Thank you, Siobhan. This is wonderful.
It's excellent. So good to talk to you again, man. The spirit of the Bill Podberg Goldcast is strong. And
spirit of Podgers? And who knows, maybe Goldberg himself will return one day.
It's not out of the question.
Have we seen the last of Big Bill?
That's right.
I mean, you know what fucking AEW needs? It needs Goldberg crippling Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
That's
really
absolutely right.
I think that would be great.
Didn't Goldberg took shots at AEW, right?
It's just because they wouldn't pay him enough to come in.
He said that they're small time, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's Goldberg speak for they didn't give me the money that I wanted.
Pay more money.
Yeah.
I will say one thing I was speaking about before we leave. I was prepared to see some really horrendous Israel takes from Goldberg just when I was checking in.
Right. Media. No, he's cool.
Nothing at all. He's just talking about classic cars.
Yeah. He's apolitical. Yeah. No, good guy. Good. I mean, hey,
he's a good man.
If you're not going to pick a side, then pick no sides. I mean that's fine. I think that's fine. I don't think it's not fine. It's not fine, but it's better than
There's definitely a side. Yeah. But shout out to Goldberg for not being like a Barry Weiss type. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Death to America.
Death to America.
Fucking A. Thank you, man.